education and organizational management and leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Welcome, sports fans, to Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. I am Shawn O'Brate, Wild Today's sports director, here with the news director, as always, Ernie, who was stuck in Casper for both games last night. Ernie, glad you made it.
Well, I tell you what, there was a good reason Highway 26 was closed when I finally made it out of Casper today. There was a 5-mile stretch of 3 and 4 foot high drifts across the highway. My congratulations to the crews at the Wyoming Department of Transportation. They had 2 bulldozers out there, a couple of road graders, 3 or 4 snowplows, trying to keep that road open this morning. It was pretty hairy, but they got it done, and thank you very much, YDOT.
Yeah, big thanks to them for everything they do, not just yesterday, but every day. And Ernie missed 2 great games. If you are watching on Wild Today's YouTube page, and why aren't you? It's free. You can watch the recap of both games. Yesterday against Thermopolis, it was senior night for the basketball teams. Tonight is senior night for the Nordic ski teams. But yesterday, the boys really got it going. They played probably their most complete game of the season. Defense, offense, both there, both scoring, both having great games. And as far as the girls went, everything worked for them. Their freshmen got really, really good minutes, and they made them count. The girls getting their first win in 9 games yesterday. They look to keep it going against Worland today.
Yeah, I watched those both of those games on Wild Today YouTube last night in the hotel room, and tell you what, the girls were really smoking. And Megan Winfield, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, she had a great game.
Winfield had a heck of a game last night, and tell you what, Aiden Adelin was there for Adelin Anderson was there for the rebounds. It was just a great ball game.
Yeah, and Aislinn Donahue coming back after getting out with injury. She came in and scored, I believe, 5 points last night, but she played great defensively. Coach Cox talked to us about her after the game. She was doing a great job kind of weaning her in with the minutes. And the freshman, Jamie Shoyo Ferris, might be the biggest addition to this team late in the season with those injuries. She's found a lot of time underneath the basket to really learn how to do the most that she can under there. She had a lot of points in her first game, and now she had a good amount of points yesterday as well.
Yeah, she's averaging 7 points a game already, and only played a couple of games. She's very impressive, and she doesn't waste any time underneath the basket. She gets it and goes.
No, she does not, and she's a great center, and then she actually pulled up from 3 yesterday, very confident, and she nailed it, so it was a great job by her. See if they can keep it going today against Worland, who lost to Thermopolis the night before yesterday on a last-second buzzer-beating shot from the three-point line. Thermopolis won 43-40 over Worland. So that makes them 4-14 on the season, 1-5 in conference play. Yesterday, Lander Valley moved to 5-14. They are still 0-5 in their quadrant play. This is a non-quadrant game. It is a conference game, though, as Worland is in the northwest and Lander is in the southwest. Ernie, with 3.5 minutes to go here, I think it's time to get into our Lander Journal keys to the game. And for Lander, it's got to be what they did against Thermopolis. They have to find the right shots. They can't be too aggressive, otherwise they're going to lose the ball. They dribbled a couple off their feet. They were way too fast under the basket. They stepped out of bounds quite a bit. But when they slowed it down, they got their passing nice and crisp. They were able to find a lot of easy shots inside the paint, outside the arc, and they were making all of them. That's the other thing. They have to start making those shots like they were last night. And, I mean, you watched the game. There was nothing stopping Lander last night. They were doing everything they wanted.
Yeah, they certainly were. And we mentioned this a couple of games ago where the Lady Tigers have generated more focus in their games. They're not as scattered as they were early in the year. I mean, the plays are working, they're getting their shots, they're blocking out under the boards, and this is the time you want to hit your peak performance.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what Coach Cox talked about yesterday, how this team is finding their momentum right at the right time. 3 games basically yesterday until regional tournament time. And if they can get their freshmen some good minutes tonight, they can get Megan Winfield going hot again. They can get their center, Adeline Anderson, having a great game. Not walking off limping is also a huge addition. She didn't walk away limping. As far as Worland's keys to the game, though, they rank in the bottom 3 in 3 of the 4 major categories, including scoring, shooting, and rebounding. That's a big benefit for Lander Valley, but that does not mean that Worland should be counted out of this game at all. Worland's had a couple good games. They've been able to find their stride in games that matter, even if they are 1-5 in gameplay. They were down to the last second there. And, I mean, Worland's no joke here. They can easily give Lander Valley a nice, tough matchup today. Worland just has to focus on their shots as well. They definitely have had some rough games, but they should not be counted out by any means.
Well, they've got to be hurting just a little bit. I mean, they had Thermop on the ropes.
Yeah.
And this miracle shot that went in right at the butt, we know what that feels like, don't we? We've had a couple of those this year. And that really takes the Daubers down when you're looking at where you're going to go for your next game.
As far as under the paint, Powell has some size under there. They have 2 of the top 10 blockers in the entire 3A with Mackenzie Ray and Mania Peterson. They both have at least a half a block a game. That they don't really count blocks very graciously here. There's quite a few blocks that Adeline Anderson get that I don't see on the score sheets every week. But that does not mean that they should be looked at under the paint as someone that can just stand up and put their hands up. They're going to start blocking shots as soon as the game starts. And Adeline Anderson can do the same. So with that, our Lander Journal keys to the game. We appreciate it. You can start or continue your subscription today at 421 East Main Street. And you can do that with the Ranger, Lander Journal, and Wind River News. We will be right back with the Sutherland starting lineup and the beginning of the game here on 93.1 KFCW. And we're streaming on WYO Today's YouTube page.
Heinz General Store has been the grocery store of choice for the Fort Washakie area since 1945. For this week's special, see their website at heinzgeneralstore.net. And for convenient shopping this winter, click on Heinz Online, download the app, and shop in the comfort of home. Schedule a convenient pickup time, and the team at Heinz General Store will do the rest. Heinz General Store is a proud sponsor of Wyoming Indian basketball. Let's go, Chiefs!
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Back again, Ernie over and Shawn O'Brate. We're getting ready for the start of the girls basketball game, our next to the last regular season game of the season, and we're here at Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse, and we are going to take just a moment and listen to our national anthem in our pregame show as the flag descends from the ceiling here at LVHS. Well, Shawn, the flag had just started coming down from the ceiling and the song was already underway. Those ladies doing the singing today didn't waste any time to get the national anthem.
They did not wait, I'll give you that much.
But it was a beautiful rendition.
It was. You missed yesterday. An 8th grader did the national anthem on guitar, the entire thing. It reminded me of Jimi Hendrix back in the day, the way that he was just rocking at the end.
Well, there goes the flag back up. I was wondering if they're going to keep it down for a few more seconds. They have an apparatus on the ceiling here at Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse where the flag is held, and during the national anthem or pledge, it descends about 3/4 of the way to the floor. So here now are the starting lineups for the Worland Warriors. We're getting, let's see, I can't see their numbers.
I can do this here. We got number 10, Nayeli Aguayo, number 20, Mania Peterson, number 12, Taylor Simmons, number 23, Yahara Aguayo, and number 25, Mackenzie Ray. And now for Lander, this will be an interesting look. I don't know exactly what they're going to start doing. They know that the same girls are probably going to start, but we're going to see a lot of minutes from these freshman girls tonight. So starting off for the Lander girls, Kendall McFadden making her 5th straight varsity start. Darian Bell, a senior who had a great night defensively last night. Megan Winfield, another senior who had the most points in the game last night by a mile. Number 25, Lily Hamilton, a great swimmer and a great defensive player. Doesn't show a lot in the scorebooks, but she is a great defensive player. And then freshman Adeline Anderson under the basket at center. One of the best centers in 3A as far as blocking and points goes. She has quite a few attributes that you'd love to have as a basketball player.
And of course, the Tigers are led in scoring by Megan Winfield at 8.2 points a game, and Anderson has 7.1 points a game. On the other side, Mania Peterson is their leading scorer at 5.1 points a game, and Aguayo has 8.8 points a game as well. Here's the tip, and to make the call of the Lander Tigers versus Worland Lady Warriors game, here's Shawn O'Brate.
Thanks, Ernie. Yeah, Adeline Anderson got the tip, which means that it's Lander's ball going left to right on your radio dial. Lander wearing white unis with green numbers, and Worland wearing black unis with orange numbers trimmed in white. And right away, Darian Bell tries to pass inside to Adeline Anderson, and it's stolen away quickly. The Worland Lady Warriors get up to the top of the key. They try and push around McFadden, who's been really doing well defensively over the last couple weeks. And now number 10, Nayela Aguayo, she gets the ball stolen by Kendall McFadden, and she's got the easiest layup of her life, and it's in, and it's good to start the game.
Boy, you said the easiest layup of her life. That's even better than in practice. Wide open.
Wide open is correct, and that was just a great steal by Kendall McFadden. Like I said, she's been playing great defense lately. Now Worland going right to left on your radio dial. They hand it inside to 25, Mackenzie Ray under the basket. She puts up a shot, and they called a travel or out of bounds. I missed the call.
It was travel.
Yeah, and so a turnover right away by Worland. That's 2 straight to start off their game. And now Darian Bell over to the left side, far side of the key to Megan Winfield, who just loses the handle, but she ends up getting it back without going out of bounds. And Megan Winfield now spins inside, penetrates, passes it back out to Hamilton. Hamilton over to McFadden. Now Darian Bell on the right side, near side. Inside, McFadden goes. She tries a little bounce pass to Hamilton, but she does not corral it. It ends up going out. And now Darian Bell for 3. Oh, off the back of the iron, no good. She gets her own rebound. She puts it out now to Adeline Anderson for a 10-footer, no good. And Lily Hamilton now gets the rebound. Great offensive rebounding here by Lander. Passes out long 3 by Megan Winfield. Again, no good. This time finally rebounded by Worland. And now they got numbers 2-on-1. Bad pass goes right out of bounds. She tried to bounce it behind Megan Winfield, and number 10, Nayela Aguayo, was not looking for it at all.
3rd turnover in 3 trips by the Worland Lady Warriors.
Yeah, they're not having the start that they probably wanted to, and now Lander, with all the momentum going in here, they get it out to Hamilton at the top of the key. Now back out to Winfield. Winfield dribbles, tries to get up. She goes past the free throw line, puts up a wild shot, and she's fouled on the way up.
Well, that was the wild shot was because of the foul, and it was wild.
It looked like a desperation dive on number 20 is the foul. That's her first. That's Mania Peterson.
First foul of the game, 6:02 to go. Lander leading 3-0 now.
Yeah, and Wenfield, a great free throw shooter on the season. One of the better ones for Lander Valley. She's shooting 62% heading into yesterday. Second shot up, no good off the left side of the iron. I obviously jinxed her there, broadcaster's jinx, and the ball goes out of bounds, last touch by Lily Hamilton of Lander.
Well, the Tigers shooting from the free throw line 55%, so that's right about on average here.
And now full court press. This really worked well for him yesterday against Thermopolis. Doesn't work out too well now as a series of passes gets the ball inside to Mania Peterson, but she misses the layup. And Lily Hamilton was there for the defense. Good job. Now Darian Bell trying to penetrate against a much bigger Nyela Aguayo. She has to give it off to Adeline Anderson. Now McFadden's going to pull up for three and airball it from the top of the key. And it hit the out-of-bounds line before Winfield tried to stop it. I don't see McFadden take many threes.
No, we haven't seen that. And of course, the Tigers could be out-muscled here. Worland is much taller, and they look to be much stronger than the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, they might spend some extra time in the weight room. And now a bad dribble inside by Worland leads to a turnover. Winfield gets it off the ground. That was just too fast dribbling for the Worland player. Now Winfield gets stopped, has to pass it out to Lily Hamilton, and it gets off her fingertips, goes out of bounds. Turnover on Lander.
Well, you know, we talked about the focus of the Lady Tigers. They just need to take their time and not rush.
They did so well at that yesterday. They were really picking their shots well. They weren't dribbling super fast into the paint when they knew they couldn't. And now this full court press is again causing a problem. There's a hole underneath the basket. Adeline Anderson puts her hand up, though, and blocks the pass from going to number 23, Yahara Aguayo. And that ended up being a turnover, actually, because it was last touched by Worland. Five turnovers,
yeah,
wow.
Fifth turnover already, and we've only played 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Tigers have the ball, 5:04 to go, first period, leading 3-0.
And now Darian Bell pushes it over to McFadden on the right wing. She gets it up to the top of the key. I doubt she's going to try and take another three after that air ball right now, but who knows. Winfield now on the left side, far side to Darian Bell. Again, Lander moving left to right. Now Adeline Anderson inside with the little spin move that she loves to do so much. Puts the right hand up and puts the points in. And now it is 5-0, 4:37 to go on our Wild Today scoreboard. As Yahara Aguayo tries to dribble up against Lily Hamilton. Might have taken an extra step, but puts up a shot off the backboard, no good. She falls to the ground, and I don't know who they're going to call. That's out of bounds on Worland. They were trying to get the rebound.
Yeah, so the Warriors now with 6 turnovers here in the first 4.5 minutes or 3.5 minutes of the game. Lily Hamilton coming out for the Tigers, and coming in for Lander was Donahue.
Yeah, Daislin Donahue getting back in the game. She had that injury a couple weeks ago. It kept her out of the Level game and the games that we had, road games before last weekend. She came back last night, had 5 points, had a good night. Now she's inside against 3 black jerseys, has to pass it back out. Adeline Anderson for a long two, no good, and it bounces off the iron out of bounds. That was a good look there by Adeline Anderson, just not enough oomph on it.
No, hit the front of the rim, yeah.
Yeah. And also coming in was Reese Sanford for Worland, a senior, and coming out was Yahara Aguayo after her 3rd turnover. And quickly they get the ball inside the paint, long pass over the middle of it to number 10, Nyela Aguayo, and she just loses the ball.
Yeah, it was a great block on that time as there was no arm. And here the Tigers turn it over. Stepping out of bounds on the far side was Winfield.
And that wasn't Aguayo, that was actually Addison Rollins. 0 and 10 look very similar. And now inbounding to Nyela Aguayo, gets the ball this time. A lot of poor dribbling by Worland so far. And they get it over the timeline. A lot of nice passing, just not the best dribbling. And now number 10, Nyela Aguayo, back at the free throw line, going up against McFadden, and it looks like she had a foul, reach-in on McFadden, yeah.
Yeah, that was just a reach-in, tried to knock the ball away and got the arm instead. 3:40 to go, first period, Lander 5, Worland 0.
Looks like Kiera Friday is going to come in next time there's a sub, and they're going to let her in now for McFadden. McFadden with her first foul. They want to make sure that she's good to go later in the game. Like you said, we're only halfway through this first quarter.
And the Lander JV girls beat Worland 49-33 earlier today.
Oh, wow. And now Nyela Aguayo at the free throw line, dribbling inside, puts up a little floater. No good. Rebounded by Anderson. Boy, nothing is falling for Worland right now. And now Friday with the ball. She's on the top of the key, going against Aguayo. Gives it out to Aislinn Donahue, back over to Winfield, her favorite spot, left side of the key. She takes that 3, and off the front of the iron, rebound Friday. Back over to Donahue for the long 2, no good, rebounded by Rollins of Worland, but then a little scrum happens, and right into the hands of Megan Winfield, who's going to go up with the shot, no good. That was a weird shot, but Adeline Anderson rebounds, puts it out to Friday for 3, no good. Boy, the rebounding has been doing really well for Land these last 2 games, but they're just not finding the bottom of the net when they get those offensive rebounds. And now a little bit of a travel there by Reese Sanford, but she puts
a whole lot of a travel, yeah.
She puts up the 2, no good, rebounded by Lander, still 5-0, 2:45 to go on our Wild Today scoreboard. Adeline Anderson corrals it out of the air, puts up a little floater, no good, off the back of the iron, and it's rebounded immediately by Worland.
Just a little bit too much oomph on that one.
Yeah, she's going to find that sweet spot eventually. Now Reese, again, with the ball. She's dribbling around, passes it out to Taylor Simmons, who gets it inside to Mania Peterson. Back out to Reese Sanford. Sanford, oh, that's a travel. Yeah, she tried to go up for a shot. They're going to call it a held ball, but she tried to go up for a little bit of a shot, and Darian Bell put a hand right in front of the ball, so it ended up being a weird, awkward jump up with the ball. And now coming out is Taylor Simmons, and coming in is Yahara Aguayo.
And it'll be Worland's ball on the alternating possession. 2:20 to go, 5-zip Lander.
Worland still looking for their first points, and Darian Bell playing great defense against Aguayo up on the out-of-bounds line. And now she gets spins it around Bell, and she puts up a little floater off the iron backboard, no good. Rebounded by Bell. Bell dribbling up across the timeline. She goes to the right side, near side, now inside to Aislinn Donahue. Passes it back out, ball tipped in the air, stolen by Worland.
Only the 4th turnover by the Tigers.
She just got swarmed. She didn't expect 4 black jerseys on her. And now, real quickly, Aguayo passes it out after she had a good look at the lane. Now, at the top of the key is Addison Rollins. Back over to Yahara Aguayo for 3, no good. Rebounded by Winfield. Still 5-0, 1:40 to go in this first quarter. Now Winfield going to go coast to coast with it, and I think that might be that's going to be a blocking foul.
Yeah, blocking foul is going to be called against Worland, and if she'll turn around, I'll get her number, and that is Yahara Aguayo. First personal foul, second team foul.
Yeah, they just brought her in after she started the game with 3 turnovers, and now she has a foul. Now inbounding under the basket, Friday, right out to Darian Bell for 3, puts it up, no good. Rebounded out to Anderson from the free throw line, also no good. The shots aren't landing unless they're getting them in layup form, so maybe they need to figure out a way to get inside. But 1:30 to go in this game, and another turnover by Worland. The ball went off of Yahara Aguayo's foot. She's not having her best game.
Number 7 in the turnover department for the Worland Warriors. Minute 20 to go here, and Melinda Cox has called a timeout, and we'll be right back.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Welcome back to Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. 5-0, 1:20 to go in this first quarter. Ernie, very, very low-scoring affair.
Well, probably because Worland is having a lot of trouble keeping their hands on the basketball. They've had 7 turnovers already, and their shots just have not been dropping. They haven't had one that's been really close. Even layups underneath they've missed.
Yeah, and Lander did a great job against Thermopolis yesterday, forcing turnovers. A lot of self-inflicted wounds on Worland today, but that does not mean that this defense that Lander's putting out is not causing them some frustration as well. Darian Bell gets the inbound pass. She goes to the top of the key, almost travels, loses the ball, gives it off to Friday on the right wing. She goes now to the top. She gets the switch she wanted. She's on a much smaller player. She's streaming inside, and they miss her on the pass. Now Anderson gets a high pass. It's tipped away into Friday's hands. Now Anderson gets it again. Great pass inside to Megan Winfield, and she hits the dirt on her shot, and she's going to go back to the line.
Tell you what, that was a great pass by Adeline Anderson underneath the basket. Winfield was all alone for a millisecond there, and she got clobbered right as she was going up for the shot.
Yeah, foul on Addison Rollins. That's her first. Winfield's first shot up and good. Yeah, that pass reminded me of like a perfectly placed football pass in between two defenders that are streaking against the wide receiver. It was just perfectly in the middle of the breadbasket there, and got a great look from Megan Winfield. Now 6-0, under a minute to go. Winfield's second shot up and good.
So she has 3 points in the game. McFadden has 2. Anderson has 2 for the 7 points.
Yeah, and that's 3 fouls, too, on Worland already. And wow, now Yahara Aguayo goes all the way inside, puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Worland, again, no good. 3 putbacks, all no good by Worland. And now they are going to go to the line. The shooting foul happened against 23. That's Megan Winfield.
Her first, Lander's second team foul. 42 seconds to go here. And at the line is Aguayo.
No, that's 22.
Oh, is that 22?
That's Reese. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's 25. Mackenzie Ray.
Mackenzie Ray, I apologize, Mackenzie. She missed the she made the free throw. Worland is finally on the board.
Now second shot up and no good off the right side of the iron. Into Adeline Anderson's hands, 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Darian Bell now has it. She slows up the pace, picks up the dribble, gets the pick and roll. Now over to Winfield, her favorite spot from 3, no good. She loves those shots from the left wing, and that time just a little short, leads to an out-of-bound ball. Worland's going to get it with 28.1 seconds to go.
Tigers in full court man-for-man defense.
Yeah, they love to do it. I mean, that's what they've run all year, and this full court press, like I said yesterday, did a great job against Worland. Does a great job there as it leads to a steal by Friday in the backcourt. She puts up a little shot, no good. That's from about 6 feet out. Now back out to Winfield. Everyone's getting set up. Darian Bell now going to try and drive inside and penetrate. She puts up a nice shot right off the iron into the backboard, into the net.
Boy, she got assistance that time from gravity.
Yes, she did. And now double teaming leads to another turnover. This time Darian Bell with the steal. And Winfield puts up a shot way too late. It was an air ball anyway. And at the end of the first period, it is 9-1, Lander Lady Tigers. You're listening on 93.1 KFCW, and we'll be back in a second on WYO Today's YouTube page.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
And he says go Wolverines, but Papa Murphy's has the Player of the Game sponsorship for all Fremont County, including Wyoming Indian, Lander, and Thermopolis gets a different. They get storytellers, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you're right there.
But yeah, we had a good game last night. I could have picked 5 Papa Murphy's Player of the Game last night in the boys' game, and now in this girls' game, the second quarter begins 9-1. McFadden with the ball, moving left to right on your radio dial. Back over to Lily Hamilton, who tries to give and go. Gets her shot blocked there by Yahara Aguayo. And now Lily Hamilton tries to dribble up on her outside the key. Much stickier defense here in the second quarter than they had in the first quarter. Worland doing a good job making sure they don't get inside, and that's a steal. Bad pass by Hamilton. And now quickly, they got numbers if they want. Number 10, Ayala Aguayo, passes it back out to number 12, Taylor Simmons. And now Nahara back over to Nyela. And Nyela on the right side, far side of the corner, back out to Yahara. Yahara and Nyela just back and forth here, Aguayo sisters. And now inside, quick move, Reese Sanford puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Lily Hamilton. Great defense there under the paint. That's what they've been doing. And now a bad pass leads to a ball last touched by Worland. Lander will keep it right in front of the scorekeeper's box here.
Well, their passing has been a little sloppy so far, Shawn. They're not doing those crisp passing, and they've had like 3 passes intercepted.
Yeah, and this is a testament to the way that this defense of Worland is adjusting right now, and they're not letting anyone get inside the paint. And now a long pass to Friday almost goes awry, but she corrals it in right by the out-of-bounds line. She's on the left wing, thinking about posting up, and now Winfield from the left corner. Oh, in and out. She's not having the best of luck from 3 tonight. Rebounded by number 20, Mania Peterson. And Worland really trying to push this envelope here. They go quickly inside the paint. No good. Layup up there by Mackenzie Ray, just a little too hard off the backboard, out of bounds.
Last touch by Lander, so Worland will have it under the Lady Tigers basket, and Lily Hamilton comes out of the game along with Aislinn Donahue. Yeah.
And they bring in, looks like Friday's in there, Winfield's in there, Anderson, McFadden, and Bell are all playing right now. Inbound pass quickly under the basket, and the layup no good, but they're going to call a foul there. So number 20, Mania Peterson, going to the line.
Darian Bell gets the foul, her first, Lander's 3rd team foul. Both teams have 3 team fouls.
Yeah, and Worland got all those in the first quarter. They've been doing good so far this first minute and a half. First shot by Peterson, the junior, up and off the back of the iron. She kind of pushes it out. She doesn't have a high arching shot.
And she takes about 8 dribbles there before she shoots, too.
Not as bad as Giannis Antetokounmpo. He sits there for about 15 seconds, and maybe it works for her this time. Peterson's second shot up. A little bit more high arching, but way short. Just hits the front of the iron, no good. Remains 9-1. 6:23 to go in this second quarter. And now Darian Bell gets the ball on the right side, near side. Back over to McFadden at the top, to Friday on the wing. She almost loses it, gives it to Winfield. Winfield tries to dribble inside the paint, and she got a reach in as she was trying to go through 3 black jerseys there.
Yeah, personal foul is going to be called on Aguayo, Nayeli Aguayo, her first. 4th foul.
You got to make sure you get the right Aguayo here. We got Nayela and Yahara. And now quickly inbounds to Adeline Anderson, back out to McFadden. McFadden also trying to dribble, not doing well. Winfield gets inside. She puts up another one of those kind of hanging layups where she's almost horizontal with the ground. And I think she's desperately trying to get the foul there. And it was last touched by her.
Yeah, she rolled on the basketball and it went out of bounds. And the official didn't make any call for the longest time.
I think he was waiting to make sure that no one wanted to call a foul on that. And now underneath their own basket, Yahara Aguayo throws it all the way down the court to Nayela Aguayo. That was a full court pass there. She corralled it in and then got tripped up by Lander, threw it out of bounds. So a turnover on Worland.
That's 9th.
Yeah, that's going to be the key to this game. Lander now with the ball. McFadden on the right wing, playing a much taller Yahara Aguayo. She gets stopped up. Winfield gets the ball now, trying to get out. Now she gives it to Friday, back out to Winfield. Boy, they have a big size advantage, and now a bad pass. Tipped in the air, stolen away by Worland. And the fast break goes to Taylor Simmons, who dribbles it out of bounds. Couldn't get the ball up. She got the ball right as she was crossing the out-of-bounds line on the baseline, and just couldn't get a shot up. Another turnover by Worland. That's 10.
Worland is a taller team, and the Tigers aren't lifting their passes, and they're being intercepted.
Darian Bell just going to go straight into the paint. No good. A little bit too hard off the backboard. And now they're going to, this full court press, they're trying to trap them behind the timeline. And she finally gets it across half court. Nayela Aguayo, over to the right side, far side to Simmons. Simmons, a high pass to the top of the key now to Yahara. Yahara going to try and dribble up on Kiera Friday. She gets in stuck, and that might have been a travel. No, they're going to call.
They're going to call a foul up front.
Yeah, she put a body right into her.
I think McFadden maybe? Nope.
24, that's Kiera Friday.
Yep, her first.
And they call that a pushing. And I guess since she was kind of going up for a shot, that is going to be a shooting foul. So at the line, Yahara Aguayo.
Her first trip to the charity stripe today.
Off the front of the iron, no good. It's 4:58 to go in this first half. 9-1. Friday coming out, and the freshman, Jamie Shoyo Ferris, coming in. For those of you that have not been listening the last couple weeks, we're just going to call her Ferris or Jamie Ferris. It's a longer name. Shoyo Ferris. I also feel like if I say it wrong, I'm going to hear about it. So now second shot up and good for Yahara Aguayo. Inbounded to Darian Bell. She immediately faces double coverage. She gets the ball over to Shoyo Ferris. Ferris now inside, get a little Euro step, left hand. She loves to come in and score. That's the second or third straight time that she's come off the bench and immediately scored on the first possession. And she did a great job there doing a little Euro step with the left hand. And now a long pass by Taylor Simmons goes out of bounds. Another turnover by Worland.
4:39 to go until halftime. Lander 11 and Worland 2, both on free throws.
I'm sure Lander is having a great time with the victory right now, but it's not necessarily a great game. It's low scoring, and Worland doing a great job of picking off passes. Almost did it again there. McFadden now over to Winfield from the top of the key. That's nothing but net. Winfield.
She finally got it.
Yeah, and now that she's got that one, expect her to take a couple more. Winfield for 3 makes it 14-2. Just a little over 4 minutes to go in this first half. Now at the top of the key, Mania Peterson back out to Nayeli. Nayeli to her sister Yahara. Yahara dribbles inside on Darian Bell. She's got the matchup, puts up a shot, and she's fouled on that shot. She had
was
the
almost falling down, Shawn.
Yeah, and that's a foul on Darian Bell, her second. Yahara knew that she got the mismatch she wanted when the pick and roll worked. Darian Bell a whole head shorter than her, and they're going to keep looking to go that way, maybe against Bell and McFadden, two of the shorter players. Yahara's first shot up, no good, off the left side of the iron. And coming in is Addison Rollins and Reese Sanford for Mania Peterson and Taylor Simmons.
We're halfway through the second period, 4:02 to go. Lander 14, Worland 2 so far.
Boy, this would be great to head into the last regular season game on a 2-game win streak for Lander. Second shot, no good. Rebounded by Ferris. Ferris quickly off to Bell. Bell playing with 2 fouls, dribbles to the top of the key. She's looking for someone inside. Back over to Winfield from the wing, and that one off the top of the backboard after hitting the iron, so it's out of bounds. I told you she was going to take another one.
Yeah.
She likes to get hot when she can, and if she's going to force it, she's going to force it after she makes a 3.
Well, she got hot last night against Thermopolis in the broadcast I was watching.
She had a great fourth quarter, too, and Coach Cox said that they might have complained she was running it up, and now Yahara, she throws the ball right into the legs of her teammate. Turnover by Worland there. She should have just taken the shot. And now Bell on the right side, near side of the wing, over to Ferris. Ferris going to put up a 3. No good off the iron. Rebounded by Addison Rollins. The outlet pass quickly to Yahara. No one in front of her, and now Bell stops her, puts a hand on her, and that is going to be Bell's third foul.
And it's a foul on the floor, so it's not a shooting foul.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to dribble around her, and that's when the foul happened. So Friday will come back in. Bell probably going to take the rest of the 3:22 left in this half on the bench.
Yeah, it's her third personal foul, and coming in is Kiara Friday.
So inbounding under the basket that they want to score into. We almost had an own score last night. Thermopolis almost scored on their own basket,
really?
So I have to say that. The inbound pass quickly mid-air to Nayeli Aguayo, and now Adeline Anderson kicks the ball out of bounds. That inbound pass was to Aguayo, and in the mid-air when she caught it, she just put it right up, and it missed. Adeline Anderson got the rebound, tried to dribble with it, kicked it out of bounds. Turnover, Worland, Thermopolis, now Lander.
Yeah.
Lander's what we want. And Yahari Aguayo gets the inbound pass over to her sister. Now back out to Yahari for 3. Off the front of the iron. It looked good, just not enough oomph on it there. And rebounded by Ferris. Now to Friday. Friday running point. She's going to dribble around to the left wing. She gets stopped up, tries to give it to Anderson, gets body checked. Anderson dribbling inside, puts up a little left hook, no good. Air ball rebounded by Worland. She didn't have anything on that one. She's trying to be Kareem there.
Yeah.
And a pass, kind of dangerous pass by Worland inside to Mackenzie Ray. She puts up a 6-foot floater, no good. And rebounded by Anderson again. Anderson just out-rebounding everyone on her team. Winfield tries to dribble inside, gets the ball knocked out of her hands, has to give it back out to Friday. Friday now trying to dribble inside, gives it to Ferris under the basket. Left hand, no good. Almost a rebound by Winfield, and it looks like it's going to be an over the back on Addison Rollins. We'll wait for the call.
Yeah, I believe it is, Shawn.
Yep.
And it was, yep.
And that's going to be number 5 on Worland. Lander has 6, so one more foul by Lander, and it'll be 1-and-1s for the rest of this half.
Kiara Friday coming out of the game for the Lander Tigers, and let's see who came
Donahue came in, and
Donahue came back.
And now Addison Rollins, the Worland player that committed the foul, comes out. High pass from the inbound, goes a little bit over Anderson's head. She picks it up, puts up a little shot, floater, no good. Rebounded by Worland. She had a great look at that. And wow, McFadden almost stole the ball and then ended up knocking it right back into the hands of Reese Sanford, who's just going to turn it over by dribbling out of bounds anyway.
13th turnover by Worland.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those things that Coach Cox really hones in on, especially at regionals. If they can force some turnovers, this team can get dangerous, can get hot. Right now, they're not feeling the feeling they had last night. Winfield gets a nice inside pass by Ferris, puts up a turnaround jumper, no good. Donahue trying to save it, steps out of bounds.
Well, we've talked about this before. Some of the officials will let it go if you can knock it back inbounds, and others won't. And that time the ball went over the end line and was swatted back in, but they called it out of bounds.
Yeah, and today no Cyril Stauffenberg in a ref uniform, and now a double dribble by Mania Peterson of Worland. She looked for the pass, and when the pass was being blocked by the white jersey, she turned around to try and look for another one, took an extra step. That is another turnover. 14-2, 1:45 to go in this first half. Megan Winfield gets the pick, and now she tries to give it back inside to Anderson, who gives it off to McFadden kind of haphazardly. McFadden puts up a shot, no good, and the rebound's going to be a held ball, and I believe that means, Worland's possession, thanks to the possession arrow.
Minute 33 to go, first half, 14-2 Lander, and kind of a sloppy game so far. Very
sloppy. That's a very good key word. And now a sloppy inbound pass leads to a steal by Megan Winfield. Passes it out to Donahue. Donahue, no good. Donahue gets her own rebound, hands it off to Adeline Anderson for three. No good again. And now another foul is being called on the floor. Who's it on? He's got to turn around and tell us.
23, yeah.
23 on Worland is Yahara Aguayo. I believe that's her second, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So now one more foul for either team is going to lead to 1-and-1s. Winfield under the basket, inbounds it to Adeline Anderson, who gives it out to Ferris. Now back out to Winfield, who gets gobbled up on the key. Inside to Anderson. Nice, easy look. Gets her own rebound, though, after missing it, and now that one falls.
Her second basket of the game, 16-2.
Yeah, and that ended a scoring drought for both teams. It's been a minute since we've actually called a score. Now Worland, another bad pass goes awry and stolen by Ferris. Now immediately stolen away by Worland, and Yahara Aguayo gets the ball back. She tries to dribble in, loses the dribble, picked up by number 10, Nayeli Aguayo, and she gets the first actual basket of the game for Worland with 48 seconds to go in the first half. And now Winfield can't keep the dribble going. She turns it over. And Yahara Aguayo, now she's dribbling court to court and goes right into Adeline Anderson. They're going to call that a charge. Player control foul. That'll be Yahara's third.
Yeah, that is right. And it'll put the Tigers into the 1 bonus on the next foul.
And they're going to bring in Friday for Ferris. Timeout.
Nope, not timeout.
Oh, yeah. I thought I heard him say timeout here. And if you're within earshot of Lander Valley High School, it is Crumble Cookie Day. If you get here in time, they're selling crumble cookies outside. My wife says, no, don't tell them that. I want to buy all of them. Winfield going to try and dribble on the right side of the paint. She gets it back out to Friday, who fakes a shot, puts up another one from the free throw line. No good. Donahue almost rebounded it, but she gets it pushed out to Worland, and now almost a double dribble. Winfield almost stealing it again. Great defense by Lander today. And now a big pass over to Mackenzie Ray inside the paint. Little floater turnaround is good. 16-6 now. 7 seconds to go. Winfield's going to look for the last shot here. Winfield's going to pull up a quadruple WNBA three and be way short. She could have taken 5 steps forward and done that same thing. So at the end of the first half, very low scoring affair here, 16-6, all in favor of Lander. And we will be back with the Central Wyoming College halftime show on 93.1 KFCW, and we're streaming on WYO Today's YouTube page.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help. In Lander and Riverton.
Welcome back to Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. If you are watching on WYO Today's YouTube page, and why aren't you? It's free. You're seeing right now the Lander dance team put on a halftime performance. 6 of them out there, choreographed by Danny Ward, I believe was the name. And this is a great way to introduce our Central Wyoming College halftime show. Remember, for more information on their 4-year bachelor's degree program, as well as how you can earn that degree from the comfort of your couch, go to cwc.edu, Central Wyoming College. Make your way out here. And it was actually Central Wyoming College that stranded Ernie and Casper yesterday because of the board meeting.
Yeah, we had the Association of the Community College Trustees down in Cheyenne, and I took off early so I could get to the basketball game, but the road closed, so had to overnight in Casper.
Well, what's good news is so far, knock on wood, you weren't the bad luck charm that was not there for the game yesterday, because so far Lander winning another game. The girls are, after 8 straight losses, they're now in prime position to win 2 in a row back-to-back, as they are up 16-6 at halftime. And Ernie's got some stats for us as far as points go. And Ernie, take it away.
Okay, the Lander Tigers have 16 points at halftime, 9 in the first, 6 in the second. Leading scorer Megan Winfield has 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 1 tray for 6 points. 4 points on 2 buckets is Adeline Anderson, 2 points by Jamie Shoyo Ferris. That's the scoring for Lander. For the Worland Warriors, they had 1 of 2 in the first period by Mackenzie Ray from the free throw line for 1 point. And in the second period, they've scored 5. Leading scorer, well, we have 2. Mackenzie Ray has 2, and Ayala Aguayo has 2, and how's that pronounced? Yahara Aguaya has 1. So only 3 players scoring on each team, and we're at our halftime 16-6.
Yeah, and it's just been really good defense by Lander. They're playing sticky whenever it comes to them getting to the forecourt, but they've had a lot of trouble getting to that forecourt. They've had a couple balls stolen on inbound passes in the backcourt. They've had quite a few good looks at passes underneath the basket, tipped away by Lander. Lander doing a great job keeping the defense from last night on the court, making sure that they don't miss a beat from last night.
And the Worland Warrior boys are out here at halftime, along with the Lander Tiger boys doing a little bit of warm-up. And the Worland boys have got a heart on the back of their uniform with the letters GG in them. And that is for Gary Gilmore, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. He was a coach there in Worland, well known in the Worland community. And the basketball team originally had black wristbands on, but they didn't like them because it was interfering with their ball handling, so they put a heart and the GG on the back of their warm-ups.
Yeah, and their warm-ups also have the words unfinished business on the front, and I think you understand why. This is probably going to be the last year we could even ask our cohort from Worland in front of us, who we've gotten to know pretty well. He's even said it, with all the seniors on this team, this is probably the last year that this Worland team is going to look this unstoppable, and we have already seen them once after Lander had such a great first 3 games of that tournament that they were at out in Powell. Worland came and just wiped the floor with them. It was not a great game for Lander on offense or defense, and I know that today is going to be a big revenge game for them, whether they want to admit it or not.
Yeah, the Tigers dropped that first game 66-43. Worland was in total control, and Lander only scored 3 points in that second quarter, and that allowed the game to get out of hand. It was 14-13 at the end of the first period, then 30-16 at halftime, and the rest of the time was to the Warriors.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of the end, that second quarter. You could just see them lose their momentum. You could see them lose their drive. I mean, they were taking shots, the uncharacteristic shots for them. That, I believe, that game did not have Kaysen McClung in it.
It didn't, no.
So there's going to be a big difference today as McClung over here without any something on his arm other than something to keep the scar from showing, as he's got that right leg sleeve on for aesthetic looks. Remember, it's not for anything like that. But with McClung in, I know it only looks on paper like he scores just 8 points a game. He is a great energy to the team. He brings a great shooting presence to the team. He can make it from anywhere on the court, and if he gets hot, just like Megan Winfield, just like Brennan Stauffenberg, just like Abe Lopez, I mean, those guys, when they get hot, they can go on scoring runs of 15, 20 points on their own.
And in that first game, the Warriors were missing a couple of players also. Brock Dusanis wasn't there. Mason Decker, Decker, Tyler Kidgel were not on the floor for the Worland Warriors. So the team's pretty much evened up again. So it's going to be that second all-important second quarter for the Tigers.
Yeah, now back to this girls' game at hand. The second half, I'm sure that the Worland Lady Warriors are going to make some adjustments to their play. They have the height advantage. They're just not getting inside. And whenever they do get inside, Adeline Anderson has something to say about it. It's got to be the same kind of looks that Lander is getting. They just got to start making those shots. They've pulled up from about 5-6 feet about a handful of times. None of them have gone in. If they're not getting layups or the occasional three by Megan Winfield, they're just not finding the bottom of the net.
Well, they've got to be able to play a little more disciplined underneath the basket and work it outside if they don't have the shot instead of trying an impossible shot from under the basket.
Yeah, and one of those impossible shots is the layups that Megan Winfield's been trying to make. She just goes like diving, like she's going towards home plate and throws up a shot. 2 out of the 3 times has been a foul. So we will see what she tries to do now. And with that, I'm going to take one more break, and we'll be back with the resumption of the second half.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now. Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
This concludes our halftime show, brought to you by Central Wyoming College. For information, go to cwc.edu.
And Ernie, 30 seconds to go before the tip-off of the third quarter. And I would imagine that Coach Cox is happy with the production that she's had on defense, especially from her freshman, Shoyo Ferris. She's been a great force underneath, and then she's got those shots. They don't expect her to take the threes, so she's taken a couple threes the last 2 days and made one last night, missed one tonight. But she's a threat.
Yes, she is, and I don't think a 10-point lead here at halftime is secure at all. You know, with the way that if Worland catches fire and starts making their shots, this lead could disappear in a hurry.
Yeah, definitely. And so with that, our Central Wyoming College halftime show is over, and I will let you know who's on the court right now for Lander. It is Kendall McFadden, Hayden Goggles, Megan Winfield, Adeline Anderson, and Aislinn Donahue. And for Worland, they got Mackenzie Ray out there, Taylor Simmons, Reese Sanford, and 2 others as Adeline Anderson gets the ball quickly into Megan Winfield, who puts up a layup. Nice give and go. That's that bounce pass you don't like, except for when it works like that, Ernie.
That's right. When it works, it's great.
Yeah, great bounce pass to Megan Winfield. She got through the defense really nicely there. And now number 12, Taylor Simmons on the right side, near side, as Worland's going left to right now on your radio dial. And she tries to pass it under the basket, and it goes off the leg of a Lady Tiger out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it was Anderson.
So now Yahara Aguayo with 3 fouls, inbounding it against Hayden Goggles. She's trying to find someone. 5 seconds, no. Now she gets it out to Mania Peterson on the right side, near side. She gives it off to Ray, now passing it around the key. Back out to Yahara. Yahara on the right wing, gives it inside to Mackenzie Ray. Ray going up against Anderson and 2 others. She has to give it back out. And now Nayeli Aguayo, now back out to Yahara, wide open 3, no good off the back of the iron, rebounded by Anderson for a split second, and then knocked out of bounds by Worland.
Yeah, that was a great rebound by Anderson, and it was just knocked right out of her hands, fortunately, by the Worland player.
Yeah, Hayden Goggles in the most colorful shoes you'll ever see. She gets the ball up to Megan Winfield on the right side, far side, now to McFadden in the right corner. She dribbles around to the top of the key, back out to Donahue. Donahue streaks towards the middle after she gives it to Goggles. Goggles, throws the ball away. Megan Winfield saves it from going over the half-court line. Nice save by Winfield there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Now Winfield inside to Goggles. Goggles, much smaller, puts up a turnaround floater, and no good, but she's fouled on the shot. That might have been on number 20. We'll wait for the call here.
Yeah, she ended up on her seat under the basket, but
number 25.
25, Mackenzie Ray.
Yeah, sophomore. Coach Cox talking to Megan Winfield and Kendall McFadden, 2 leaders of this team, while Hayden Goggles takes her first shot, and that's up, and it's good. 19-6 now. All Lander, 6:47 to go in the third quarter on our Wild Today scoreboard.
And Goggles only the 4th player into the scorebook now for Lander.
Goggles, one of the best free throw shooters in the entire 3A. She makes her second one. She came into this weekend at 88%. Now, she doesn't take that many free throws, but it does show you that she is at least reliable. Ball almost stolen away by McFadden across the timeline. Now they have to give it out to Simmons on the right side of the key, knocked away by Winfield. Look at this defense by Winfield. They end up getting the ball over her into Nayeli Aguayo's hands under the paint. And she put it up off the basket, and it's good, so they're going to call and 1 as a penalty. Penalty against Aislinn Donahue.
Her first.
There was a lot of hand movements by the ref for him to not tell us who did it.
So here's the old-fashioned three-point play.
Nayeli gets it, makes it 20-9. And now Hayden Goggles immediately facing a double team. No one's helping her. They need to get back court for her. Back out to Anderson now. Anderson going up against 2. Over across the timeline to Winfield. Winfield, nice look inside to Donahue. Donahue puts up a shot, too strong. Rebounded by Goggles. She puts up a layup, and no good, but she is pushed and fouled on that shot. And this ref has called almost all the fouls. Now number 25 again, Mackenzie Ray.
And that is her second personal foul. Tigers had a 3-1 advantage under the basket that time.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it in.
Yeah, and that was Donahue just coming back from injury. She still needs to find her strength there. And Goggles a little too strong on her first attempt. Yeah, Donahue had an easy look. She could have banked it off the glass, but instead tried to put it right up in the net and did not go in. Goggles got a better look at it afterwards, and now her second free throw coming up.
6:17 to go, third period. Lander 20, Worland 9.
Second shot is up and good, so now 21-9. Inbound pass to Yahara Aguayo. Yahara over to her sister. Back out to Yahara at the top of the key. And they are immediately double-teaming everyone with the ball. They're doing a great job of keeping the ball outside the key. And now a long pass goes awry, and Worland will turn the ball over just too high for Nayeli Aguayo.
16th turnover by the Lady Warriors.
And that is one of those ones that's not a self-inflicted wound. That was all Lander defense right there. And now Goggles passes it over to Winfield. 5:57 to go in this game. Winfield thinking about taking that 3. She passes it off to McFadden instead. Left side, near side corner from Goggles to Anderson at the top. Anderson tries to get a little floater from the free throw line. It was an air ball essentially, but Hayden Goggles plucked it out of the air and put it up, and it's good. Another freshman for Lander stepping up, Hayden Goggles.
And that was a no-look behind her back hook shot.
Yeah, she kind of just threw up a little prayer there over her head, and now Yahara Aguayo finds Mackenzie Ray inside the paint. No good. She gets her own rebound, though, puts it back after 2 dribbles, and rebounded by Winfield. They're going to call it a jump ball.
No, over the back is going to be called on Worland, and that's going to go against Mackenzie Ray, and that's her third.
That's her third consecutive penalty, too. She's very upset.
And she's coming out of the game right now as Coach Mark Mortimer is sending in Addison Rollins.
Yeah, Worland doesn't have a lot of girls on their varsity squad. I don't know how many JV girls are planning on playing, but they can't get in a lot of foul trouble. As now McFadden inside the paint gets Goggles, almost travels, and now Adeline Anderson for 3, air ball, and thrown back in right away into Worland was Donahue's attempt to save it. And so now Addison Rollins with the ball, passes it over to the right side, near side to Nayeli for 3, no good, airballed, rebounded, given back out to Yahara Aguayo for 3, also no good, also rebounded by Worland. And now they're just going to try and pull it out to the top of the key, and now they find a nice inside pass to Manaya Peterson, and she gets her shot partially blocked. Anderson picks up her dribble from across the timeline and gives it out to Winfield. They're going to play this slow, something they've been doing pretty well here. Winfield finds the open Hayden Goggles inside the paint, and too strong off the board. No good. That was the easiest layup she's had all day, and that was the only one she's missed.
That's the only one she's missed, yeah.
And now Yahara Aguayo and Nayeli giving it back and forth. Nayeli almost reached in there by McFadden, and now back out to Addison for 3, no good. Rebounded by Winfield, who dribbles it out. 4:11 to go, 23-9, all Lander right now in this third quarter. Aislinn Donahue on the right side, far side corner, dribbles it out, gives it back out to Winfield. Winfield, long cross-court pass to Goggles, who dribbles inside and loses it right into the hands of Nayeli Aguayo.
10th turnover by the Tigers.
And now Aguayo almost loses it over the half-court line, and she just throws it away. Didn't know where that was going, but Donahue's got it. 2-on-2 now. See what she tries to do, and she gets bumped into, so they're going to call it a foul. I thought it might have been a travel at first, but they're going to call a foul on 23, Yahara Aguayo. I believe that's her third. That's her fourth.
Her fourth personal foul.
Again, so on their varsity squad, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players, 2 of which are already having 3 or more fouls. So they're going to have to bring in someone, and they put in Reese Sanford, the senior, the only senior on this varsity team, coming off the bench here. And now Shoyo Ferris in the game. She passes it inside to Lily Hamilton, who gets the nice easy 2 with a hand in her face there. Makes it 25-9. I believe that's Lily's first points.
Yes, it is.
And now Addison Rollins with the ball, crossing the timeline. Gives it off to Manaya Peterson, who dribbles across the baseline, puts up a left-handed, and it's good and 1. It looks like the foul is going to be on Ferris.
Here's the call, yeah, and it is, 53. Jamie Shoyo Ferris, her first personal foul.
Basket counts, and 1 coming for the old-fashioned 3 for Manaya Peterson. And the person in front of us bought a whole crumble box.
Wow.
I wish I had that. And now Peterson's only shot up and good. 3-point play confirmed there. And now Darian Bell back in the game. She also has 3 fouls. She is at the top of the key, fakes a shot, gives it out to Winfield, who gives it to Friday, back around to the left side of the key to Hamilton. And now Winfield has it back out to Bell on the far side, right in front of the student section. Hamilton had an open look. She doesn't take threes very often. Friday now tries to dribble inside the paint. Back out to Winfield for 3. Oh, off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Worland. Almost knocked out of bounds, but rebounded by Worland's Yahara. And Yahara going cross court. She's going to go all the way. Passes it inside to Manaya Peterson, who puts up a shot way too strong. Rebounded by Lander. Boy, Yahara could have had that if she wanted it.
Yeah, she tried to bank it in, but it went off the top of the backboard.
Yeah, and now Bell shot a 3. Bounced off the iron, no good. I don't see what happened, but it's going to be Worland ball. Did she step out of bounds?
No, there's a foul going to be called, I think. Yeah, it's going to be on
Look at
Megan
Winfield's face.
Winfield.
She's like, she goes, oh, how did I do that?
Her second personal foul.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. Winfield was a little concerned. Darian Bell almost gets the steal on the inbound pass, and now they double team her on the line, and it's all smiles for Lander as Worland pushes it out. And that's going to be number 24, Kiera Friday's foul.
Yeah, and that's only her second. If that was on Darian, I was going to say that could have been 3 on her. So we have substitutions now. Winfield's coming out of the game for Lander.
Yeah, Winfield's still mad about that call. I don't know if I'd be that mad, but she is just upset that was even called. So now the inbound pass, a swarm of jerseys comes out, and it gets the ball to Taylor Simmons. Simmons gets it to the right side to the wing to Yahara. Yahara back over to Simmons. She's going to put up a 3. It's blocked by Darian Bell, the shortest player, and it goes right into the hands of Manaya Peterson. Boy, that was a block by Darian Bell. You don't hear that very often. Foul on 53, though, on the shot, as the blocked shot went right into the hands of Manaya Peterson under the basket.
Shoyo Ferris with her second.
Yeah, Shoyo Ferris, the freshman, just got a little bit too much hand, not enough ball. Peterson's first shot up and off the back of the iron, no good.
2:15 to go in the third period. Lander 25, Worland 12, as the Tigers can't seem to pull away here.
Lander's rivals, the Riverton Lady Wolverines, in a overtime game now against Rock Springs. It went to overtime at 41-41. Second shot no good, but rebounded by Worland. So Worland's going to have a second shot here as Yahara Aguayo tries to pass it out and almost loses it. Now they get it inside again to Minaya. Minaya's strong shot pulls another foul, and I think it's going to be on Shoyo Ferris again.
Yeah, I believe so. They're not getting their hands up in the air, and that would block some of those shots. Yeah, and
it's going to be on Ferris.
Her third personal foul. 25-12, 2:04 to go. Free throw was in the air. It's not good, as Peterson has missed 3 in a row now. She'll get one more. Shoyo Ferris comes out of the game now, and Kiara Friday comes back in for the Tigers.
Kiara Friday, a great defensive player. We thought she was going to be more of a scorer this season, especially at the beginning, but she has really shown herself defensively. That's where this Lander team really relies on their strengths, is defense, and that shot is no good right off the front of the iron. That could have been an air ball almost.
Yeah, Peterson is the one who dribbles it about 7-8 times. That doesn't work for her.
Yeah, and rebounded by Anderson, gets the ball up to the forecourt now for Bell. Inside to Anderson, can't handle the ball, gives it out to Friday for a long 2. That one's good. As I say, she's not that much of a shooter. She proves me wrong and scores a 10-foot jumper there. And
timeout Worland.
Timeout Worland. We'll take it with them. It's 27-12, 1:44 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back on 93.1 KFCW and on WYO Today's YouTube page.
Faces to the canyon near you. Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Returning in the middle of the action, Worland inbounded the ball, and now Yahara Ferris trying to put up a shot against Lily Hamilton from about 8 feet out. She just jumped up, put her hands in the air. Lily Hamilton going to get that call every time. Oh, that's going to be on Darian Bell. I didn't even see Bell standing around her.
No, that's her 4th personal foul. As my pen falls apart here, I'm just going to have to use the filler. 4th personal foul. And that Lander has fouled every time down the court the last 5 times.
And now Hamilton, Darian Bell going to come out. I really thought that was on Hamilton. That's surprising. Megan Winfield going to come in now for Darian Bell. First shot was up and good, 27-13. Was that good, or did she miss that?
No, it was good.
Okay. Sorry, I was paying attention to who was coming in the game here. And now Yahara Aguayo's second shot up, no good. Rebounded by Worland and then knocked out by Anderson. They're swarming her. Yahara gets the ball, though, as it comes off the ground. And now Kiara Friday gets a steal. Great steal by Friday, jumping up in the air. Outlet pass to McFadden. McFadden dribbles it out to the right side, far side of the corner key. And she gives it back out to Kiara Friday on the wing. Friday tries to dribble around a pick and roll and passes it right off the leg of Lily Hamilton, almost out of bounds. I thought it was out of bounds. Megan Winfield now on the left side, near side. She's going to dribble it around. Inside pass to Anderson, tipped, and there's the turnover. If they didn't get it the first time, they got it the second time. 27-13, under a minute to go in the third quarter. Yahara Aguayo going to get the 3 on the right side of the wing. Over to number 3, Madeline Glanz. First time we've called her name, and now inside Anderson steals the ball away. I'm going to call it a jump ball first.
Yeah, boy, that was Anderson.
Both bodies hit the floor there.
Yeah, and Rollins.
Anderson hits the floor about 5 or 6 times a game, and we mentioned it earlier in the keys to the game. She was not limping for the first time in weeks yesterday. She had a great game.
Worland gets that out of bounds with 40 seconds to go here, third period.
And now Yahara is going to put up a long 3, and from the corner, that was good. She had a hand in her face. That was a great shot by Yahara Aguayo. That makes it 27-16. 30 seconds to go. Winfield, bad pass inside, and it's stolen away, and now it's 1-on-2, and they're going to give it back out to Aguayo. She's going to shoot another three. No good this time. Rebounded by her sister. Passed it back out to Addison Rollins. Rollins gets it back out to Glanz. Glanz for three now. No good. Rebounded by Friday. 8 seconds to go. She's going to take the last shot like she did in the second quarter. She goes up to the wing. 2 seconds. 1 second. She puts up a wild shot. No good. So, at the end of the third period of play, 27-16, Lander Lady Tigers. One more quarter to play, and Lander could have their second straight win. We'll be back after this.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
When you think about wellness, do you think about long walks, nutrition, having a personal trainer? No matter what your idea of wellness looks like, you can find yourself at Gotchi Gym. Their 1,900 square foot facility makes them one of the largest gyms open to the public in Wyoming. Be the best version of yourself with state-of-the-art equipment from senior to strongman. Take advantage of having a bistro on site as well as a certified NASM personal trainer. Take the first step in reaching your goals. Gotchi Gym. Gotchi Rehabilitation is always looking for new team members. See more at gotchi.org.
Welcome back to the action. Kendall McFadden tried to shoot a three. No good. Rebounded by Worland. They go down the court, and number 20, Mania Peterson, goes up for the shot and is fouled, and that's going to be the 8th foul.
Yeah.
That's number 24, Kiera Friday. So for the rest of this quarter, every foul is going to be a 1-and-1 for Worland. That could get them back in this game really quickly and with a lot of time stoppage, as Mania Peterson's first shot up and rolls around. No good. Those are always the worst if you're shooting those when they get around like that.
She's 1 for 8 from the free throw line.
Peterson's been to the line more than I think any Lander player combined.
Yeah.
Peterson's second shot up, no good. And rebounded by Aislinn Donahue. Donahue now passes it back out to McFadden. McFadden in the pink shoes, just tried to shoot a three. She dribbles it around to the top of the key, gets stopped up, over to Friday. Friday now at the top of the key. She gets the matchup she wanted as she's going up against Nayeli. Now back over to McFadden. Nayeli's on her, and Friday streaked free open, but she couldn't get the ball in there. Adeline Anderson tries to get a pass inside, gets blocked by someone, and now it's a steal. Aislinn Donahue couldn't corral it, and now Worland with a couple bodies on the floor gets the ball. That's a turnover when it's all said and done by Lander.
You might have heard me groan that time. I hate those bounce passes through the lane.
Yeah, that one did not work. There was one that worked earlier that made you happy, though. Yahara Aguayo now dribbling into the paint. She puts up a nice shot after she crosses over Adeline Anderson, puts it up for two, and that's good. 27-18 now.
Yeah, only a 9-point lead by the Tigers. They had a 13-point lead here a minute ago. Timeout called by Melinda Cox, and the Tigers are going to talk it over.
And while we do that, why don't we look at some stats from that last quarter? Lander only outscored him by one, right, Ernie?
That's right, 11-10. Lander in that last period got 2 from Winfield, Hamilton, Friday, 5 from Hayden Goggles, while the Warriors in that last period got 3 from Nayeli Aguayo. They got 3 from Mania Peterson, and they've got 4 from Yahara Aguayo. So that was the 10 points there.
And Yahara's starting to feel the heat right now. She's been able to drive the paint really well, go up against a much taller Adeline Anderson, and she's crossed her over twice now and put up some shots that have gone in the bottom of the net. So if you're Lander, you got to try and hone in on her, maybe put one of your better defenders on her. Kendall McFadden has been going up against her for most of the game, and Yahara just has the size advantage. over her, and McFadden is just not doing well keeping her at the top of the key or on the outside.
Tigers have got to get their hands up in the air under the basket. They've had, what, 5 or 6 fouls?
Definitely, definitely. It's one of those issues that they're going to have to talk about before regionals, because that was kind of the same last night. They were doing a great job of not even letting them in the paint, but when they got in the paint, they didn't put their hands up very well. And now McFadden, right in front of the student section, is going to pass it inbound. 27-18, 6:41 to go on our YO Today's scoreboard. Goggles gets the ball, passes it out to McFadden. Let's see what play they drew up here. They spent a long time in the huddle there. Wow, a pass was tipped up by Megan Winfield into the hands of Donahue, who puts up a little 3-foot floater, no good, rebounded by Worland. That was a good-looking play. It just didn't happen. And now Mackenzie Ray puts up a 5-footer, no good, rebounded by Megan Winfield. Winfield going with full speed to the right wing. Goggles streaking inside. She puts up a little spin around, and they're going to call it a travel. She slid before she spun around and planted her feet. So
14th turnover by the Tigers, and there are 18 turnovers by the Warriors. 6:11 to go. Lander leads by 9.
And now Worland going to dribble it up. And like you said, no lead is safe with this Lander team. Nice looking pass inside to Nayeli Aguayo. And she just put her body over 3 other girls' bodies and just put up the shot, and that was good. Now it's a 7-point lead. Winfield gets the ball at the top of the key. Over to McFadden on the right side. Anderson trying to do something inside the paint. Just can't get the right matchup. And now Winfield on the left side of the corner. She dribbles it out of bounds. And another turnover. The turnover battle was won by Lander in the first half and has not been the same in the second half.
No, 15 turnovers now for the Tigers, 18 for the Warriors. And if Lander doesn't look out, Worland's going to catch him here. It's only a 7-point game now.
Yeah, I mean, technically this could be 2 possessions. You could get fouled on the three-pointer. It's happened before. But a 3-possession game nonetheless, really. And now inside to Mackenzie Ray up against Adeline Anderson. She might have taken an extra step, but she puts it up off the glass, and it's good. 27-22, a 5-point lead now.
Well, the Tigers have just got to focus, run their offense.
Yeah, and that offense hasn't garnered a lot of points today. Now Winfield's going to put up a 3 from the top of the key. No good. They got to rebound those, and they do not. They knock it out of bounds instead. Goggles saying that number 12, Taylor Simmons, touched it last.
Well, I tell you, the game is slipping away from Lander. They've got to stop Worland from scoring here and then get some points on the other end of the floor.
And how many times have we talked to Coach Cox about fourth quarter meltdowns this season? They've had leads that they've squandered. They've had close games that they just haven't done enough in the fourth quarter to win. And now they have a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. Nice little give and go inside to Mania Peterson. Puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Adeline Anderson. It might have been partially blocked there. And now Goggles running point. She hands it over to Winfield, open for 3 from the corner, and that's good.
Boy,
that's what they needed. That is what they needed right there.
Winfield in double figures now with 11. And quickly, Mark Mortimer, the coach of Worland, calls timeout. Lander 30, Worland 22.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288. Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288.
Back again, Shawn Brayton, Ernie over here courtside at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse in Lander. Lady Tigers have an 8-point lead with 4:39 to go in this contest. And they will have, they'll be on defense, or will they be on offense? I forget which.
We will see here. I just got a final score.
Be on defense. That
Riverton senior night at the Wolverine Stadium went to overtime in the first game with the girls, and Kelly Walsh ended up winning 55-45 after going to overtime, 41-41. Nice steal by Adeline Anderson as soon as the inbound pass comes in, and now they're going to call it a travel, I guess. She planted her feet and just tried to put her butt out so that she could get some separation, and she must have drug her feet or something. 4:34 to go, though. Only an 8-point lead. Now the inbound pass not stolen. Yahara Aguayo there. She gets it up against Kiera Friday. She gets it across the timeline rather easily, and now Aguayo dribbling all the way inside, passes it outside to her sister for 3. Air ball, nothing. And now Adeline Anderson gets the rebound, passes it to Goggles. They could take some time here. They don't need to come down and score. They can come down and play a little bit of a long ball here as Goggles passes it over to the key. Inside, now back to Goggles from Anderson, back out to Goggles from Friday now. Oh, almost traveled. Gets the ball knocked away. Now she's got no one in front of her. She gives it to Friday. Friday inside the paint, no good. Rebounded by 2 Lander Tigers, but they couldn't figure out who wanted it more. And now it's back out to Friday. Friday for 3. Oh, off the front of the iron, no good. Rebounded again by Friday, and they're going to call that a held ball every day. See where the possession arrow is. It should be Lander.
Yeah, it should be Lander, but again, it's not.
We must have missed where Lander got the ball.
Yeah, I think so.
The possession arrow.
30-22, 8-point lead, 3:44 to go. Tigers on defense.
And now, number 12, Taylor Simmons, they got to get out of the backcourt. This is where Lander's doing a good job, but they're not doing a full court press. They're just leaving one man back there to try and keep them in the backfield. They get it across the timeline, and now it's Nayeli Aguayo over to Mackenzie Ray. They're both on the right side of the corner. Now a bad pass off the hands of Yahara, stolen by Hayden Goggles. Goggles now double teamed on the right side, far side of the key. She goes inside on the baseline, gives it to McFadden under the basket, puts a dribble down and puts a shot up, and they're going to call a foul on the shot. Yeah. Kendall McFadden fouled by number 10, Nayeli Aguayo, the junior. McFadden looking for her first points of the game, I believe. No, she had 2 in the first quarter.
She had 1 basket. This is her first free throw, and she makes it good.
And this second free throw could make it a 10-point game with 3:11 to go in the fourth and final quarter. Second shot up and good. 32-22, 3:11. My dad's favorite band there. 3:11, one of the best. And now 32-22, and number 12, Taylor Simmons, comes up, gives it back out to Yahara. Yahara obviously runs this offense. She plays a good amount of touches here. And now Goggles with another steal.
And a foul
on number 12, Taylor Simmons. As soon as the ball went in the air, she must have slapped the hand of Hayden Goggles.
Those are
just some of those ticky-tacky calls I wouldn't call if I was a ref, because it's obvious that the ball just was in the air for a split second and it wasn't in her possession, so they're going to call it a foul. But either way, what were you about to say?
Well, Worland is now 6 team fouls. 1 more, and Lander will be in the 1 and bonus the rest of the game.
That's great news for Lander. They don't want to stop the clock too much, but they'd rather. And now McFadden gets it picked right as she's dribbling by Yahara. Yahara Aguayo now dribbling around. McFadden goes into the paint, puts up a shot, is heavily blocked there. It was all ball the first time, and then the rebound and put up by Nayeli Aguayo draws the foul. Let's see who it's on. Number 34, that's Goggles, the freshman.
That's her third. No, I'm sorry, Hayden Goggles, her first.
They can afford to give a few fouls here, but not too many shooting fouls are going to end in a great opportunity here, only if they miss both, which her first shot is up and no good. Worland has had some struggles from the free throw line tonight.
Substitutions coming in for Worland now. Coming into the game, Madeline Glanz. And another player that is coming out is Taylor Simmons.
So Nayeli Aguayo, the junior, a couple extra dribbles, puts up the shot. Off the same spot, back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Aislinn Donahue. Quickly gives it off to Goggles before being swarmed. Goggles now on the left side of the wing.
Well, here's where the Tigers can run some time.
Yeah, and this is what they want to do. Kendall McFadden had an open shot there. Shouldn't have taken it. She didn't. Gives it inside to Anderson, who drives around, puts up a shot. Rebound by Worland, and then stolen away by McFadden. And she gets the 2 and 1. McFadden going back to the line.
Great reaction by McFadden that time.
Very good reaction there. And that was just nice of her vision there to not just run up the court thinking that Worland was going to get the ball. She knew she had a chance there, and that foul was on number 3, Madeline Glanz, her first.
McFadden at the free throw line now for the old-fashioned 3-point play. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go.
And with those 2 minutes, 8 seconds, it's 35-22. Lander has increased this lead when we were a little scared when it was 5 points just a few minutes ago. And we'll take that timeout with Worland. As we said, 13-point lead, 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. We'll be back.
Everyone is a pedestrian. When you're driving, yield to pedestrians. Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road. Look out for pedestrians. Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
We're going to come back a little bit early and highlight the drum lineup there, doing a great job in between every timeout. Not very many of them up there today compared to last week when you were here, Ernie.
Yeah, they had only 4 drummers up there today. Last game, we had the whole band up there.
Yeah, and last night they had the whole band up there, and they did a great job last night. It was a great senior night. Everyone that was honored very, very well. They got the boys to do their own intros, which was pretty fun. Missed some emotion by Coach Mullins. Almost saw him cry. I don't know if I expected that, but we're back in this game. 2 minutes to go now as Worland gets the ball. Madeline Glanz back over to Addison Rollins. Rollins at the top of the key against Winfield. Now Bell is on Glanz and a steal by McFadden, and she's got no one in front of her. Layup is up, and it's good. 37-22. McFadden has scored, I believe, 6 straight points for Lander. McFadden doing a great job tonight, and Addison Rollins now looking, almost gets the ball stolen by Bell. Passes it back out to Nayeli. Nayeli inside to Mackenzie Ray, goes up against 2 Lander Lady Tigers, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Adeline Anderson in 90 seconds to go. Lander's going to get this 2nd straight win. Great job after 8 straight losses. Can't wait to talk to Coach Cox about this one. Bad pass by McFadden, though, and Glanz steals it, passes it back, now picked out by Bell, but Worland gets it back. Glanz going to take a 3 from the wing, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Rollins. Rollins puts up a shot, and she's going to be fouled on that one.
Yeah, Aislinn Donahue is going to get that foul, her 2nd.
Winfield was tapping her chest saying maybe it was me, and it is going to be Megan Winfield.
Oh, it is Megan Winfield. Well, I beg your pardon,
well, with
Aislinn.
1:06 to go, I don't know if they care too much about foul trouble. We'll see. As Addison Rollins up for her first free throw, up and no good. She, instead of taking a step backwards or anything, right before she's about to put up the shot, she puts her left foot out and makes her feet shoulder width apart. Never really seen that form before. We'll see what she does it for the 2nd shot. See what I mean? She puts her left foot right out, and that one is up and good. Makes it a 37-24 game. 37-23, I'm sorry. And Darian Bell over to Donahue for a very long 2. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Donahue, though. She gets her own rebound, and then in the same spot, Bell puts up a shot. No good. 53 seconds to go. Worland gets the ball, and they're facing full court press, even though they're down by 14 points. Megan Winfield at the half-court line being stingy. Darian Bell almost gets the ball away. Worland having trouble. McFadden going to now steal it away, and that's going to end up in a held ball. That should be Lander.
Yeah, that should go to Lander.
And it is Lander.
And Lander didn't need to shoot that last time. They can run. No. They can run some clock here.
And I don't think Worland's going to. Yeah, I don't think Worland's going to do anything about stopping them from running this clock out. There's no way they get 14 points in 37 seconds. So Lander looking at their 2nd straight win. They go to Lyman next week. We will be there. That's the last regular season game before regionals. And that could be 3 straight for Lander, which would be just a great way to end the season. Lyman, I do not have the scores from their games this weekend, but Lyman sitting at 14-4 heading into this weekend, only 2-2 in conference play. They're in 3rd place of the quadrant that Lander Valley is in, and Lily Hamilton has come off the court for the last time as a Lady Tiger.
Gets a big hug there from the coach.
Yeah, she deserved it, especially after the defense she played last night and tonight. Now Goggles over to Donahue on the left side of the key. Donahue facing some pretty tough defense herself, and now gives it back out to Anderson, who gives it inside to Ferris. Ferris loses the ball. Turnover late in the game. 20 seconds to go. Looked at Glanz. Glanz over to Rollins. Rollins for 3, no good. Rebounded by Nayeli. Nayeli puts up a putback, no good. Mackenzie Ray gets the rebound now. She puts up a shot, turns around. I thought it was a travel, but they're going to call a foul first. And the boys are getting ready to come out and try and get their 2nd straight win as well. Lander boys getting their warm-ups taken off, and Worland boys getting their warm-ups taken off over here on the right.
Donahue gets the foul.
Yeah, Mackenzie Ray first free throw up and good. Makes it 37-24, 7 seconds to go. Got a good crowd forming for this Worland Lander game.
Yeah, last game
Second
for the
shot good.
Tigers, seniors.
Yeah, last night was senior night for the basketball team. Tonight is senior night for the Nordic ski team. McFadden with the ball, 1 second left. She's going to put it up. No good, air ball. Doesn't matter. 37-25 victory for your Lander Lady Tigers over the Worland Lady Warriors. And we will be back with the Click It or Ticket postgame show, some stats from Ernie over, and then we'll head into the pregame show for the boys on 93.1 KFCW.
Now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton. From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best. Like you.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Welcome back to Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse, and welcome to our Click It or Ticket post-game show, brought to you by WYDOT. Remember, only 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelt. Let's get that up to 100, especially with the ice and snow on the ground. We're going to have an expedited Click It or Ticket post-game show. I'll give you some stats here. Megan Winfield led all scorers with 11 points tonight. Behind her is Kendall McFadden with 7, and then Hayden Goggles had 5 points. Adeline Anderson had 4. Jamie Shoyo-Ferris had 2. Kiera Friday had 2, and Lily Hamilton had 2. That totals out to be 35 points. 37 points. And over on the Worland side, well, they only scored 9 points in that fourth quarter. They were outscored 10-9 in the fourth, 11-10 in the third, 7-5 in the second, and 9-1 in the first. So an overall dominating game, even if the score doesn't look like a lot. Addison Rollins had 1 point from a free throw. Nayeli Aguayo tied with her sister at 7 points to lead the team. Mackenzie Ray had 6, and Manaya Peterson had 3. We're going to give the player of the game, their Papa Murphy's player of the game, should I say, to Kendall McFadden. She did a great job defensively. She had a lot of steals, a lot of good fast break opportunities, and she really does play point extremely well when she doesn't have to have the whole weight of the team on her shoulders. She doesn't have to shoot the ball to make her presence feel known. And we're going to give Megan Winfield with 11 points the Gatorade player of the game, as she got the Papa Murphy's player of the game last night, I should say. So we want to make sure everyone gets free pizza.
Yeah, absolutely.
And McFadden definitely deserved a free pizza today. So with that was our players of the game. Again, Kendall McFadden, Papa Murphy's player of the game. Megan Winfield, Gatorade player of the game.
And thanks to WYDOT for our Click It or Ticket post-game show.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Cody Beers, for letting us know which roads are going to be safe and which ones aren't. Otherwise, Ernie might have just been trying to drive here last night. So with that, we say thank you to Click It or Ticket, thank you to WYDOT, and we also now say thank you to Hampton Inn & Suites for sponsoring our pregame show. And as the Worland Warriors and Lander Tigers get up to speed here with their practice shot, Ernie, what are you looking for in this game? I know you missed it last night, but it was probably the most complete game we've seen all season by this team.
Well, the Tigers were right on the mark. Offense, defense. I mean, their defense was just so sticky. They just wouldn't let them out do anything. And their shot selection was excellent last night. They had multiple steals. We had just tons of rebounds. And if the Tigers can do that again, and this is one of the best teams in the state of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Worland is 14-3 on the season. They really beat the Tigers up by 20 points last time they played. And I tell you what, the Warriors, as you mentioned earlier in the game, Shawn, or earlier in the halftime of the girls' game, this could be the last hurrah for Worland for quite some time.
Yeah.
These kids are playing great. They've got a lot of seniors on this team. And Lander could put a heck of an upset up today if they can do the game they did last night and win.
Yeah, and I hope that they have a Goldfish's memory as far as their game with them last time. Like you said, that 20-point loss is probably going to sting with them, especially because that was for the championship for the Bighorn Basin tournament. And that was something that Lander and Worland have pretty much split the last 4 years. And now both teams with a lot of seniors are going to be facing off against each other. They know each other pretty well. With that, we're going to have a quick Lander Journal keys to the game. And you mentioned it right off the bat. Worland is a bevy of seniors that know how to score. One of them is Carter Clark, who is third in the entire 3A in scoring. He has 14.8 points per game. And not to correct you here, but you said 14-3. They won against Thermopolis on Thursday.
Oh, that's right, 15-3.
So they are 15-3, yeah. And they're 6-0 in conference play. And a lot of that is thanks to players like Carter Clark and Brock Duzanis. Duzanis averages 3 assists a game. That's the third best. They don't really count assists as well as they do blocks and everything else here as well. They just get the stats out here. I'm sure that he has more assists than that. Landon Gilmore, third in the 3A in block shots. Pretty much this team filled to the brim with really good players all around. Brian Caballero, 60% from three-point land. He is number 1 in the 3A. They're going to have to stop them from scoring. Lander is going to have to stop them from scoring any way they can, and they're going to have to get some of them in foul trouble if they really want to get this game out of hand in favor of Lander early.
Hey, Coach Stu Mullins is wearing the medallion that he was given last night during the Lander Senior Day. He's got it around his neck. You know, you'll see a lot of players wearing those, especially here on the Wind River Reservation. It's kind of a part of the uniform.
It is, yeah, and he was really happy to get that. He got a special blanket by Abe Lopez last night as well. It was very emotional for him. Glad he was able to bare his soul a little bit after the game when there was really no one else in here besides us.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, this is going to be a great game. That does it for our Lander Journal Keys to the Game. Remember, you can start or continue your subscription anytime at 421 East Main Street in Riverton. And with that, we're going to get into the Sutherland starting lineups, which Ernie has right here.
For the Worland Warriors, they're going to go with a junior, Tyshawn Swalstad, a senior, Court Gonzalez, a senior, Carter Clark, a senior, Landon Gilmore, and a senior, Keaton Woods. For the Lander Valley Tigers, they're going to go with 4 seniors and 1 junior. I made that up, by the way. 4 senior. I'm trying to remember from the last game, we had Cade Weber. That's right. Cade Weber, not Caden. The Lander Valley Tigers are going to go with a senior playing his second game since his injury when he had a broken arm, Kyson McClung. A senior, Braden Lincoln. A senior, Brennan Stauffenberg. A senior, Abe Lopez. And a junior, Bennett Washburn. Those are the starters for your Lander Tigers. The Worland Warriors are dressed in almost entirely in orange. They have gray or silver letters and numbers, and their uniforms are trimmed in black. The Lander Tigers in their home white uniforms with letters and numbers in green and green piping and striping on both their unis and their shorts. Okay, here come the Lander Valley Tigers entering. Tyson McClung is going to be introduced. He gets a nice hand from the fans here at Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse, as does Braden Lincoln. Tyson McClung. What do they call him, Tyson?
Yeah,
it's Tyson.
You know, after a whole season, it kind of just starts to come off the top of your tongue. Same with Talon Whelan. It's Talon, not Talon, and it's Whelan, not Whalen.
Yeah.
So you want to say Talon Whalen
yeah.
every time.
And you mentioned it last night in the broadcast when I was listening. You almost didn't recognize Brennan Stauffenberg. He got a big haircut. Looks pretty good out there. And
should be able to differentiate him and Bartoni now whenever they go up for a rebound.
Landon Gilmore is going to go up against Brennan Stauffenberg. Looks like Gilmore might have a couple inches on him as we start this boys game here in Lander Valley, and Worland. And there's the tip, and it goes to the Tigers. Brennan Stauffenberg won that to McClung. Back over to Stauffenberg. Far side outside Lincoln in the corner. McClung back on top. Washburn near side to Lopez. Lopez on top. Stauffenberg drives toward the basket in the corner. Lincoln pops one from 10. It's short, not good. Rebound, however, pulled down by Washburn. He's double teamed. Gets it off to Lopez in the corner. Lincoln for 3. Got it. Lincoln for 3.
Lincoln had a big coming out party last night. Coach Cox even said it. He had one of his best nights as an entire basketball player, not just a Tiger, but one of his best games last night, and he's looking to keep that going.
Carter Clark over to Dusanis. Dusanis underneath the basket on the near side now. There's a shot up and good by Swalstad, and it's 3-2. It's a 3-3. That was a
that was actually a great 3 in the corner. He had his foot on the out of bound lines almost. That's how long it was.
Here's Lopez off to Washburn. Almost traveled with the ball. Back to Lopez, right side outside. Moves across the key now to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg tries to penetrate, lifts one, partially blocked. McClung with the rebound. His shot was not powerful enough, and the Warriors come back down the floor with it, moving right to left here at Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. With it is Weber. Weber underneath the basket to Gilmore on top of the key. There's a long shot up, off, and not good by Swalstad, and there's a follow-up that goes in.
Yeah. Worland is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. They lead 3A, and they're going to keep trying that. And now Lincoln's shot blocked partially by Landon Gilmore, and then a steal by Lopez after he gets it. puts up the three, no good. Spins around after he gets his own rebound, and he gets fouled on that shot. But yeah, watch out for Worland. They're going to continue to shoot threes. They did it against them in the last game. That's what led to that big lead in that second quarter.
Landon Gilmore gets the personal foul, and Abe Lopez goes to the line for the Lander Valley Tigers. It's 5 Worland, 3 Lander. Lopez at the line, shots too short, hits the front of the iron. Not good. He'll have one more. Just underway, 6:12 to go, first period of play. Nice crowd on hand here today in Lander. Next shot, he missed both of them. Rebound pulled away by Gilmore. Quickly, the outlet pass goes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez near side to Dusenis. Dusenis drives the paint, right side. Now off across the key it goes to Swalstead. Swalstead bounce pass almost knocked away by McClung. Underneath it is knocked away. Turnover. Nice interception of that pass by Stauffenberg. Now Washburn has it, double team, looking for someone to throw it to. Finds Lopez underneath. Lincoln is all alone for 2.
They're underestimating Lincoln. They left him open for that 3. They left him open for a long 2, and now they left him open under the basket. They don't feel like he's a threat. Why not keep giving it to him?
Yeah, absolutely. On the outside, it's Carter Clark. On the top of the key, around the horn, it goes on the near side to Weber underneath the basket.
Nice block.
Blocked from behind by Stauffenberg, and it's knocked away, rebounded by Washburn for Lander. Stauffenberg double team, finally gets away to Washburn, who will bring it across the timeline down to McClung. McClung stops, drives the paint, whistle, and we have a double dribble and a turnover by the Tigers. Second turnover.
McClung was a little confused by that, but I saw him. He touched both hands on the ball, and can't do that when you're trying to dribble around.
Down court, here's Clark. Gives it off to Gonzalez. Back on the far side outside to Weber. Weber has the ball. Right-hand wing on the near side, Carter Clark. Around the horn now, Dusenis fires it back behind him underneath the basket. Gonzalez draws the foul.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't even going to get that shot up. He was just going to keep faking it until one of them, whether it was Washburn or Stauffenberg, was going to jump up and try and foul him, and that ended up being on Washburn, his first.
Court Gonzalez at the free throw line for the Warriors. No, he didn't break the tie. It's up, off, not good. Score remains 5-5, 4:43 to go.
Fun fact about Court Gonzalez, he is partially related to Wyoming Cowgirls star Tommy Olson.
Oh.
I think they're cousins. I remember interviewing her, and we were about to call Worland football, and she told me to give a shout-out to Court Gonzalez.
Second shot, not good. Tigers bring it down. Lincoln is all alone. His shot huts underneath the basket. Rebounded by Worland. Clark all the way down. His shot's not good. Washburn with the rebound for Lander. He's looking for help. Gets it to Lopez, who almost lost the ball. Bounced off his nose. Here's Lopez down court. Stops, drives the paint. Turns around, traveled.
Yeah, and he'll get 1 or 2 of those every game. We mention it almost every time. He loves to get inside the paint. He loves to be physical. He loves to drive. But he spins almost every single time, and that almost always leads to a foul or a travel if it doesn't automatically lead to an easy layup for him.
And coming out is McClung. Also coming out Washburn. Bartoni comes in for the Tigers. Also in is Parker Sixby. Down court for Worland. Long pass all the way down to Weber. Weber underneath the basket to Gonzalez. On top to, excuse me, the tip is up and good. And that is Landon Gilmore. And it's 7-5. Worland with the lead. Down court come the Tigers. Abe Lopez across the court. Sixby for 3. No, not good. Rebounded by the Warriors. Coming away with it is Weber. Weber now to Swalstead across the timeline. Bounce pass in the corner. It goes underneath the basket. Passes out. Oh, almost lost the handle on it.
Oh, and then they left him open.
Weber, and they left him open, but his shot for 3 is no good. And Lopez gets the rebound for the Tigers. Down to Sixby for 3. He got it. Parker Sixby.
He got hot last night, too. Everyone got hot on this team last night. Sixby had a couple great threes, as well as Lincoln last night. All these guys can score. They can all hit double digits. You don't want to leave any of them open.
Lander takes the lead 8-7 now. 3 minutes to go, first period. There's a long 3. Up, off, not good by Dusenis. Tigers Lopez gets the ball. Brings it into the forecourt, guarded very closely.
Very closely, my
very,
goodness.
Very closely. Like he was getting a shave. Okay, here we go. Stauffenberg on top, Lincoln. Around the horn it goes now. Bartoni back over to Sixby. Sixby far side outside to Lopez. Lopez at the free throw line to Sixby. Drives the baseline. Behind him to Bartoni. Cross key to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg looking back over to Bartoni, just outside the arc to Lopez. Lopez faked the three, drives the baseline, fires one short, and the rebound is going to be on the floor, and we'll have a timeout called by Worland with 2:19 to go, and Lander leading 8-7.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Good timeout by Aaron Abel as they were about to lose possession of the basketball, and he called a quick timeout to the official standing right there. So Worland will have it when we resume play here. Lander leading 8-7 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard.
Yeah, good defense so far by Lander. Just better defense by Worland. This is going to be a tight game the entire game. Unless one of those really bad droughts that Lander had in the last game against them happens, this could be a game that comes down to the last possession.
Gonzalez down to Dusenis. Not good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Long pass down court is captured by Stauffenberg. Across the key it goes. There's Parker Sixby over to Stauffenberg. He tries to go up for the shot, knocked away,
what a save.
But he knocks it over to McClung. McClung has the ball knocked in the air. Now it goes to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg in the paint, puts up a shot from three and draws the foul.
Man, there was just 2 or 3 passes there that just got batted in the air. It looked like a lame duck flying through the air, and luckily for Lander, they had enough players with good enough intentions and good eyesight there by Bartoni to just hit it out of the air towards Stauffenberg rather than try and come down with it. Stauffenberg's first shot up and no good.
Dusenis drew the foul, his first. It's 8-7. Lander leads by 1, and Dusenis coming out of the game now. Coming back in is Loudon Gilmore. He's the tallest player on the Worland team. So Stauffenberg now with another free throw attempt. This one's not good. Going high for the rebound, Owen Page. Page off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez down on the near side. In the corner, back out on top to Gonzalez. Far side outside now, on top back to Gonzalez. They're playing the game around the top of the key. A far side over to Gonzalez. Underneath it goes to Gilmore. Gilmore can't shoot, passes it away. There's a shot up and good by Swalstead. He now has 5 points in the game. Worland takes a 1-point lead, 9-8. Here's Stauffenberg. Had a lane for a moment, then he is fouled.
Yeah, and back to that little layup there by Worland. He was going up against 2 white jerseys. Foul on number 33, Landon Gilmore. He was going up against 2 white jerseys, and they both had their hands up. Instead of going up for the shot, he went low and went underneath them.
Coming back into the game is Cade Weber for Worland.
Stauffenberg wants this to be a shooting foul. He said he was going up for the shot, and Stauffenberg's talking to the ref saying that was supposed to be a penalty, and now he has to look back at Coach Mullins. He's just going to get the ball.
Here's Stauffenberg in the middle of the paint, puts it up and one.
He got it this time. I mean, that's what he does best. He puts his body up. He reminds me a lot of Trae Young, how he used to do it. Put the body up and...
Court Gonzalez got the foul. So now that Stauffenberg scored, let's see if he can get a free throw in here. Shot is up and no, in and out, not good. Going high for the rebound was Owen Page. Page brings it down court, going right to left. Page has it on top of the key to Dusenis. In the corner now, back out to Dusenis. Now it's Weber. Weber on the far side underneath the basket. Here's the shot by Carter Clark, and he steps out of bounds. No, they're going to call a foul on Lander. Let's see who the foul is on. There was a lot of traffic down there. It goes against Stauffenberg, his first. Not a shooting foul. Washburn coming into the game for Stauffenberg. 4:41 seconds to go. Lander with a 1-point lead. Here's Gonzalez with the ball. Cross it goes to Page, far side. Back to Page again at the free throw line. Behind him, Page hits the ground. Over to Gonzalez. Now across the key it goes. Here's a shot from about 7 feet away, partially blocked, but it goes in.
Boy, that was that was one of those shots you just throw up thinking, I'll get the foul. He didn't even get the foul, and it still went in. That was a very crazy shot.
11-10, Worland with the lead. Here's McClung on top with 10 seconds to go. McClung to his left-hand side. Stops the drive off the 6B for 3. It hits the back of the iron. Not good. Rebound goes to Worland's Carter Clark. Clark heaves it down court. That's the end of the first period of play. Lander 10, Worland 11.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Well, the charity stripe hasn't been very kind to either team. Lander is 0 for 5 and Worland 0 for 2 from the free throw line. As we start the second period of play, Worland leading 11-10 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. And the Warriors will have the ball on the far side outside at half court.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how it ended in the first quarter of the last game that they played. It ended 13-14. This one 11-10. This second quarter is where they blew up last time. Make sure they don't do it tonight.
Clark on top of the key for the Warriors. Dusenis back to Clark in the corner. Gonzalez, ball's taken away. Nice interception that time by Bent Washburn. So the Tigers go the other way. 6B in the corner. Drives the baseline. Not good. Tries to tip it over to McClung. Does. McClung underneath the Lincoln. And he is slammed from behind. No foul called. Ball goes out of bounds off Lincoln. And Worland will have it. That could have been a call.
It could have been. And I think the refs are going to let them play. I've seen a couple different tough penalties here that they haven't called. And then a couple that they have called, I thought maybe they were a little bit more egregious than others. But we'll see what happens here in this second quarter with the calls.
Clark underneath the basket on the near side goes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez on top to Clark. Clark, bounce pass, back over to Clark again, playing catch on top of the key. There's Brian Caballo. Tried to dribble it behind his back.
Nice steal.
And he stole the ball, but Stu Mullins called a quick timeout, so Lander will get it.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
Back to Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. Ernie Over and Shawn O'Brate with you here on 93.1 KFCW and Wyo Today YouTube for the live stream. If you're not watching, you could be. It's free. Taking the ball out of bounds is Stauffenberg for the Tigers. He's calling directions. Worland putting on full court pressure. Goes into 6B, back to Stauffenberg, who will bring it down the court. Into the forecourt, goes over to McClung in the corner, 6B, on top Washburn. Washburn near side to Lincoln, on top Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg drives the lane, pops it from 10 and hits it.
That's his favorite shot. He likes to pop it from right in front of the free throw line, that kind of area there. And boy, he does that with precision every single time.
Dusenis gives it off to Clark, back to Clark on top of the key. Now it goes to Caballero. Okay, there's a shot up by Dusenis for good, and player control foul on Dusenis. His second. The basket does not count. It remains 12-11 Lander. 6:23 to go until halftime.
We got some boos here, but that was Dusenis' second foul of the game already. He's a big player for them. If they get him in foul trouble in this quarter, they might be able to play a pretty hefty amount of this time without him on the court.
Brody Teal comes into the game. There's the inbounds pass. Stauffenberg in the backcourt. 6:19 to go until halftime. Stauffenberg over to Lincoln in the corner underneath the Stauffenberg for 2 more.
What a great
throw that time.
What a great give and go. They knew exactly what they were doing, and he got the speed around the back end there. He was able to really pinpoint exactly where he needed to be.
Court Gonzalez down court, knocked out of bounds by Washburn. 6 minutes to go here until halftime. Lander 14, Worland 11 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. And Weber to take it out for the Warriors. Brings it inbound to Page. Back over to Weber. Weber on the left side outside, on top to Page. Around the horn it goes to Gonzalez. Back to Weber. Knocked out of bounds by Parker Sixby.
They're doing a great job just getting their hands in there, and that's all you really need to do. Make them uncomfortable. If they get a little bit frustrated, a little bit hectic passing coming around, they will turn the ball over. And Sixby and Bennett Washburn both long wingspans for their size. They have some arms they can put out and knock the ball out.
Owen Page comes in for Brady Teal. Inbounds pass now with Weber on top. Goes on the far side with the ball. Gonzalez across the key now. Back over to Weber. Far side outside to Clark. Clark guarded very closely by Lincoln. Underneath the basketball, almost gets away. Gonzalez shoots it, no good. Blocked by the Tigers. Picked up by McClung. McClung wanted to heave it down court. Now he gets it over to Sixby. In the corner to Washburn. Washburn, real high pass over to Stauffenberg to McClung on top. McClung moves to his right. Stops over to Washburn. Washburn moves to his left now to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg outside the arc, drives in, does a 360 in the middle of the lane, lays it up and in.
No call on either side.
One. Wow. That was, Stauffenberg could have been called for an elbow that time.
Well, he ran over him like a semi.
Yeah. And
then they're going to call that.
Player control foul. On one side it's called, on the other side it isn't.
Yeah, we're going to get a riot here by the Worland fans.
And there are a lot of Worland fans here today.
Foul on Carter Clark, his first. And we are in the midst of it. We're in between Lander fans and Worland fans. We are going to be the first ones to have food thrown at them if this happens.
16-11, Lander with the lead. 4:47 to go until halftime. Full court pressure by the Warriors. Here's McClung down court. In the corner to Sixby for 3. It's up, not good. McClung with the tip for 2.
Boy, McClung's height really helped him out there, and he is excited. Look at him jump up and down there.
Yeah. And Worland quickly calls timeout. Lander 18, Worland 11.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
4:36 to go, and Shawn just pointed out that Worland has not scored in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds here of the second period of play. They had 11 at halftime, and they still have 11.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with the defense of Lander. They've been really pushing them on the outside. A team that is the best three-point shooting team in the entire 3A is not pulling up the threes like they were in the first quarter. And I think they want to be more inside. They want to play a little bit more aggressively, but Lander's just not letting them, and Worland is not taking what they can get.
Cade Weber to take it out. Lander looking at full court pressure here. Inbounds to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will bring it into the timeline, across the timeline, over to Dosanis. Dosanis on top of the key. Weber, near side it goes to Clark. Carter Clark. Back over to Dosanis in the corner. Underneath the basket to Gonzalez. He is blocked out from the lane. Gonzalez again kicks it outside. Long shot up for 3 is good. Banked it in. That was Carter Clark for 3, and it's 18-14. We're halfway through. Underneath, Parker Sixby with 2 more on the great feed from the backcourt. Worland with the rebound. Down court, here's Weber. Underneath the basket, it goes to Page, and he's fouled.
Boy, that shot by Sixby was set up by Braden Lincoln. Foul going to be on Washburn. Braden Lincoln and Parker Sixby getting behind the full court press before they ever even attempted. So that was great vision there by Sixby to understand who was going to get the ball.
Owen Page at the free throw line for Worland. No good. He'll get one more. 20-14, Lander by 6. Bartoni comes in the game now for Washburn, who leaves with 2 fouls. And one more free throw coming up here by Owen Page.
I think I see the Nordic ski team getting ready for their senior night festivities at halftime.
Second shot is good. So it's 21-14 now, or 20-15, I'm sorry. Here's Stauffenberg down court to Bartoni, over to McClung. On top, Stauffenberg underneath to Bartoni.
Oh.
He loses the basketball, bounced it off his shoe. Down court and losing the ball. Down is Worland. They pick it back up. Turnaround jumper by Clark is no good. Rebounded by the Tigers, Lincoln. Outlet pass all the way down is thrown away. Intended for Bartoni, or for McClung, but it was intercepted. Here's Gonzalez, whistle, and we have a blocking foul called against, I think, Stauffenberg.
I think so too. He's the one that hit the ground.
And Stu Mullins is off the bench and unhappy. Second foul on Stauffenberg.
The refereeing has not been very consistent. They're not going to call a charge. Whether you're a Worland fan or a Lander fan, you can admit it's just not been consistent. So when the ticky-tacky fouls get called, that's when you get a little upset as a coach if they're calling that and they're not calling some of the other stuff.
Carter Clark to take it out for the Warriors. Long inbounds pass to Dusenis. Dusenis far side to Weber. Weber in the corner to Clark. Across the key it goes. Dusenis back to Clark for 3. It's good. Carter Clark with his second 3 of the game, and it's a 2-point lead, 20-18. 3 minutes to go in the first half here in Lander. Here's Lopez, who's back into the game. Underneath to Washburn Lincoln for 2. Lincoln, boy, what a game he started out with, 7 points already. 22-18, Lander. Long pass down court, Gonzalez underneath the basket, shots up and good. And that was Dusenis who got his 4th point of the game. And the Tigers throw the ball away, intended for Lopez. Too far outside, bounced out of pads. 2:43 to go, a 2-point lead by the Tigers.
And while this second quarter is already going better than the last second quarter they had against Worland, it's these little things like that, the momentum shifting turnovers. Worland is able to get 8 points pretty much right off the bat within the last minute and a half of gameplay, and Lander only able to get 4. And then they turn the ball over. The momentum is just all in Worland's court right now.
Dusenis to Weber. Weber has in the corner to Clark for 3. Not good. Rebound over the back. The foul is going to be called on Worland.
And who are they going to call it on? He's waiting. 33. That's Landon Gilmore again.
That's his 3rd.
Yeah, he's going to be subbed in now. Yeah, number 13, Owen Page coming in. And that's a great boost for Lander. Not only do they go to 1-and-1s now, they have 7 fouls, Worland does, but also the tallest player for Worland is out of the game for, I would imagine, the rest of this half.
Caleb Bartoni at the charity stripe looking for his first points. 2:24 to go until halftime. Shot in and out, not good. Rebound goes to Page. Quickly off to Dusenis in the forecourt. Dusenis all the way in, puts it off the glass, no. Rebounded by Bartoni. Off to McClung. McClung comes down, stops, slows a little bit, walks it into the forecourt. On top of the arc, moves inside, stops in the lane, turnaround jumper is no, not good. Rebounded by the Warriors, long outlet pass, down court, there's Clark, lays it up, and he's fouled.
Yeah,
Basket
Lincoln
did not go.
Yeah, Lincoln got a nice hand in his face there. I don't know if he made contact with him. Stu Mullins very upset right now.
Yeah, it's against Lincoln, his first personal foul.
This could tie the game right here, 22-20. 1:59 to go in this second quarter, and he has 2 free throws.
Carter Clark with 8 points in the game, and it stays that way. He misses the free throw, so we won't have a tie here. Under 2 minutes to go now, first half of play. Lander 22, Worland 20 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. A senior, Clark eyes the hoop, gets this one, so it's a 1-point game. 22-21. Tigers facing full court pressure into McClung. McClung brings it into the forecourt. Stops over to Bartoni. Near side, Lopez. Lopez on top, Washburn over to Bartoni. Bartoni on the left side outside, near side Washburn on top Lincoln, back to Bartoni. Bartoni stops, fires it over to Lopez. Abe at the free throw line doesn't go inside, gives it back out to Bartoni, now to McClung. McClung 3 feet outside the arc to Washburn on the near side. Washburn has the ball knocked away from him. It'll stay with Lander. Owen Page did that.
Yeah, 86 seconds to go in the second quarter. Lander desperately wants to head into halftime with some good momentum and some more points on the board. 22-21 in favor of Lander.
Caleb Bartoni tried to inbounds the ball to Lopez, and it was kicked away by Gonzalez. So Lander retains possession. Let's see if they try that again. Here's the inbounds pass. Goes over to McClung. McClung with the basketball. Stops on the near side. Lopez, far side outside. Makes a little move over now to Lincoln. Near side, Bartoni. Bartoni holding the ball high above his head to Washburn. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go. Lopez with it in the corner to Lincoln. Lincoln at the free throw line off to Washburn. Now near side, McClung. McClung drives to the free throw line. Bounce pass underneath to Lincoln, and Lincoln loses the ball and commits a foul trying to get it back.
Doesn't necessarily purposely commit the foul. He fell trying to dive for the ball and ended up tripping the Worland player that got it. So that's his second consecutive foul too.
And coming into the game now, back in is Parker Sixby. Stauffenberg is on the bench at the moment. Here's Clark. Clark brings it down to Weber underneath the basket. Gonzalez. Oh, his shot's blocked, and they're going to call a foul on Lander.
What really stinks is Abe Lopez had all ball right there, but he had two other Lander players that were going in for the block as well. So it just pushed the ball and pushed the player into Abe Lopez. Lopez had a clean block, and he gets called for the foul.
Court Gonzalez at the free throw line. This misses the free throw. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Gonzalez, a senior.
Good job by the student section there, screaming.
Next shot is up, and we're tied. And we're tied at 22. 43 seconds to go. Here comes Parker Sixby down the court all the way underneath the basket, and they're going to give the ball to Worland. Sixby can't believe it as he was pushed out of bounds, but Worland will have it.
Stu Mullins yelling at the ref as well. He skinned his knee by just driving, and then they call the foul, or they call it just out of bounds on him. He ran into two different orange jerseys that pushed him out.
Down court, Gonzalez in the corner. Dusanis in the lane, can't shoot. Off to Weber. Weber takes a shot from 5. It's no good. Rebounded by Sixby. Outlet pass to Bartoni. All alone. Lays it up and in. Caleb Bartoni with his first basket of the game. Lander by 2. 15 seconds to go. Underneath the basket, Gonzalez knocks Sixby to the ground. No foul. The basket is good. And we have a tie game at 24. 5 seconds to go. Here's McClung. McClung from 7 feet. Not good. He gets his own rebound knocked away, and we have a tie at the end of the first period of play. 24-24.
Do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
And that, of course, Pepsi-Cola commercial, and that goes to Admiral Beverage in Worland, for crying out loud. Hey, 8:30 to go here in the halftime. We've got a bunch of youngsters out on the floor, Shawn. Looks like they're trying to do some kind of a dance move.
Yeah, the Lander Valley dance team does a mini dance camp with these little girls, and they put together a special performance. There is a similar thing happening in Riverton right now with the Riverton Cheer having their mini cheer camp and putting together a halftime performance for their senior night, which, as I just learned, is almost like our game, Ernie. It's 26-25 in Riverton right now. Riverton over Kelly Walsh, the boys at half after the girls lost in overtime. Great senior night happening over there. Riverton got slapped around a little last night by Rock Springs, a team they were heavily favored against.
Well, you know, the Rock Springs Tigers beat Riverton, so when the Tiger wins, I guess it's a good thing, huh?
I guess so, yeah. And here in a minute, we'll get to Coach Melinda Cox, but Ernie, you got the stats ready for us at half already with the boys.
Brandon Stauffenberg, leading scorer for Lander with a total of 8 points at halftime. Parker Sixby has 5, and then we have 2 points each by Kason McClung. Braden Lincoln has, now let me see, he has 7 points in the game. 2 points by Caleb Bartoni, and that's it. For the Worland Warriors, they're led in scoring by Carter Clark with 9 points in the game. 5 points by Tyson Swalstead. 4 points by Brock Dusanis. 3 points by Court Gonzalez. 2 points by Landon Gilmore, and 1 point by Owen Page.
And here we are with Coach Melinda Cox, giving her the whatever side. There we go. Coach Cox, so great to talk to you after your second straight victory. Ernie was here to see this one. 37-25. What was going right for you tonight, just like last night?
You know, I think we just have a good game plan right now, and we had a well-executed scouting report against Worland. They're a good basketball team. You know, they've lost several games too, very similar to us in that respect. They're young. They only have one senior on their roster, and you know, they played a good game. They're physical. They get inside. They do some good things, and our kids just played really hard tonight.
You actually outscored them in every single quarter, and you held them to 1 point in that first quarter. That was a huge boost. That was your defense just coming out same exact fashion that they were last night.
Yeah, they were, and you know, the other difference is, and hopefully people are recognizing this, is our rebounding is better. We talk a lot of emphasis on we need to get to the offensive rebounds, and we need to make sure we box out and get a lot of rebounds, give us opportunities to score.
Yeah, and you had another good game from Megan Winfield, double-digit points. We actually gave the Papa Murphy's player of the game to Kendall McFadden. She has stepped into that varsity role so well. She only had 7 points. She got most of them in that fourth quarter, but she plays defense. That doesn't show up on the scorebook.
No, it really doesn't. Kendall's just a hard-nosed kid. She works her butt off. She's very coachable. She's doing all the things that we're asking her to do, and I was really proud of her intensity tonight and her effort.
And another good game from your freshman, Hayden Goggles, 5 points. Jamie Shoyo-Ferris came out, had some foul trouble, but also played pretty good defense. This team's kind of peaking right before regionals, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, we really do. We want to keep climbing that hill, play really good on Friday, and then again have good momentum heading into our regional tournament.
Yeah, and that game against Lyman, I imagine it's going to be a little bit of the same look, but any new freshmen that we might see here. I know we saw Georgia Chance in the last game. We didn't see her today or yesterday, but you got a nice core of freshman girls you could bring up.
Yeah, we really do, and you know, I mean, they're ready to go. They're athletes, they're competitors, and they understand what it means to compete. And so they're on the bench, they're learning a lot, and you know, you'll never know. We might see them, we might not, but they're ready to go when their number's called.
And last question, to have 2 straight wins at home, one on senior night, the other on senior night for the Nordic ski team. What does it mean to get these wins at home in front of your crowd right before the season ends?
It's important. It's really important for our seniors who've battled for 4 years here, been really good kids for us, and it's just a nice, it's a nice way to end your home stretch as on wins, obviously. So it is a good feeling for sure.
Well, we appreciate you coming up here as always. I'll give you Kindle's Papa Murphy's coupon, but we appreciate it, and we'll see you in Lyman.
Yeah, thank you. That'll be great. Papa Murphy's.
Slow, right, exactly. It's almost like how much there's a lid on it. Favorite sports memory when you capture the flag at the
Okay, the Lander Valley High School Nordic ski team is being honored out in the center court here by the school. The senior night for the Lander Valley High School Nordic ski team. Their players are being introduced. The mom of the group gets a nice white rose, and there they are. And now they're leaving. Oh, Shawn almost made it down there to get a picture. They got to send everyone up again, and there they go. Okay, Shawn's got his picture. 3 minutes to go here until the start of the third quarter. We're tied at 24, and again, Carter Clark leading the scoring for Worland, and Brennan Stauffenberg leading the scoring for the Lander Tigers. We're here at halftime at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse here in Lander, and we're all tied at 24, and we'll be back right after we listen to this.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. Community health centers.
Back again at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse in Lander, where we're all tied. And Shawn, this has to be a big boost for the Lander Tigers. They only scored 3 points in the second quarter in that Bighorn Basin Championship game. This time they've scored 14. They outscored Worland 14-13 in that period.
And that's great. You know, when you get outscored in the first quarter, the next thing that your coach tells you is just do it to them, get it right back to even if you can, and what do you know? We're at even.
Yeah, so we're the waiting moments here of halftime. We'll take one more break in our Central Wyoming College halftime show. Remember, Central Wyoming College, you can get your Bachelor's of Applied Science degree from the comfort of your own home. Go to cwc.edu.
Across Fremont County, ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, community health centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
Just about ready to start the second half of play here in Lander. We're all tied up at 24 with the Tigers and the Worland Warriors. And it looks like Lander is going to go with the starting lineup of Braden Lincoln, Tyson McClung, Brennan Stauffenberg, Bennett Washburn. Let's see, so we got 5
that's
out there.
That's their starters, yeah.
That's an Abe Lopez.
That's the same starting lineup they had at the beginning of the game, and looks like the boys are going to be doing the same thing as well.
Yeah, Tyson Swalstad, Court Gonzalez, Carter Clark, Landon Gilmore, and Cade Weber.
Gilmore has 3 fouls. He needs to be very careful, or Lander can really try and attack him and try and get him out of the game for good.
Stauffenberg gets the inbounds pass to start the third period of play to Lopez, over to McClung on top. Washburn, far side Lincoln. Underneath it goes to McClung, back out to Lincoln, who almost lost the handle on it. In the corner, far side outside, McClung. McClung dribbles to the left, off to Lopez. Lopez goes in the paint, does a 360, up with a shot, and it rolls off, not good. And the rebound goes to Weber for Worland. Quickly down court into the forecourt. Pass over on the far side to Brock Dusenis. Dusenis near side to Carter Clark, playing with 3 fouls. Gonzalez now on top. There's a shot by Gilmore for 3. That's good. And Worland retakes the lead. They kind of left him unprotected.
Yeah, I think that they got a little bit used to them trying to go inside. And now Lopez with the quick give and go as he was streaking all the way down the lane. But yeah, they let him open because they didn't think he was going to keep taking threes like they did in the first quarter. And then Lander immediately calls a timeout after Abe scores. It's 27-26. Worland, we're only a minute into this third quarter.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Back again at Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. Worland 27, Lander 26. The timeout comes out. Worland will have the ball in the backcourt. Lander looking to put on half-court pressure. Now Lincoln and Lopez go back in full-court pressure. Taking the ball out underneath the basket, Worland. There's the inbounds pass to Gonzalez. Comes right back out to Carter Clark, playing with 3 fouls. To Gonzalez into the forecourt. Gonzalez back to Clark on the near side, outside. Across the key to Gonzalez. Gonzalez moves it to the right-hand wing underneath Dusenis. Underneath, Gonzalez puts a shot off the glass. No, rebounded by the Tigers. Nice strip that time by McClung. Tigers have the numbers. McClung loses the ball as he goes in. Turnover by the Tigers. He could count the points before they got there. Underneath the basket. Gonzalez shots up. No, not good. Rebounded by Washburn for the Tigers. Ball is knocked away. Turnover by Lander. Picked up right away by Worland. Far side outside. Carter Clark has it. Clark moves to the baseline. Hands it off to Gonzalez. On top now Dusenis. Dusenis to the left-hand side. Back to Clark. Clark with the ball. Bounce pass near side. Goes to Weber. Back over far side outside to Dusenis. Dusenis at the free throw line. Kicks it over to Clark. Across the key, Gonzalez. In the corner it goes now. Coming out on the middle. The ball's knocked away. Turnover by Worland. Down court, 2-on-1 underneath. McClung's shot is blocked and he hits the ground. Not good. Down court, throws it away. Turnover by Worland, and Lander will get it again.
Man, it stinks that it was partially blocked, but I think it was going to be a little short anyway. But that was a great pass behind the back by Brendan Stauffenberg. Very unselfish play there, as he could have also gone up for that layup.
Here's Lopez down the court. In the corner, McClung at the baseline off to Lincoln. Lincoln across the key. Stauffenberg fakes the 3 in the lane. Soft jumper is not good. Hits the back of the iron and bounces back out. Gonzalez down court to Clark. Clark under the basket, scores. Well, that was a nice pass from Gonzalez to Clark, and it's 29-26. Shot from the corner for 3. Hits nothing by Washburn. Worland will have it, and Stu Mullins calls timeout.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Worland has outscored Lander by 5-3 as we start the second half of play. We've played 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and Lander comes out after talking with coach Stu Mullen. Lander had 2 great opportunities for score, couldn't convert on either of them. Now Worland will have the ball underneath their own basket when play resumes. They're still huddled around their coach, Aaron Abel. Now they come out, and we'll get going here again. But you mentioned eerily similar to what happened up in Powell at the Bighorn Basin Championship game.
Yeah, very similar, and said this is the third quarter instead of the second quarter. They're missing these easy shots. They're getting 2-on-1 opportunities that they're floundering. They're making bad passes. They're dribbling off their feet. It's just an eerie sign, a very similar looking game in this quarter, like the last game in the second quarter.
Weber on top of the key to DeSantis. Back to Weber. Around the horn it goes. Clark with the long shots, not good, out of bounds. Lander will have it with 4:55 to go in the third period of play. Lopez will take it out for the Tigers. Worland employing full court man-for-man pressure. There's the inbounds. I don't know if it's pleasurable for them or not. Long pass down court to Stauffenberg. Lander 4-on-1. Brennan, whistle, and a foul is called as he goes to the basket.
Yeah, I thought he might have called a travel there. Coach of the Worland team also believes that it should have been a travel, but foul on number 0, Cade Weber, senior.
His first personal foul, first team foul. Lopez to take it out for Lander into McClung on top. Stauffenberg across the key. Lincoln in the corner. Lopez for 3. It's good. Lopez for 3, and we're tied again at 29. Down court, here comes Clark. Stops, makes a move to the right-hand side to Weber. Back to Clark. Far side DeSantis. Near side Gonzalez now. In the corner it goes to Weber underneath the basket. Here's a long open shot. It's up off. No good. Lander gets the rebound. McClung gets the rebound for the Tigers. Quickly down court. He's going to go underneath to Lopez. Shots up and good. Oh, it rolls out. Boy, I sure thought that one was going in.
Everyone did. It looked like it was already down the net before it rolled back up.
Here's underneath the basket, Gonzalez for 2. Not good. Ball's on the ground. Lopez gets it. He's double teamed. Whistle, and they're going to call not a foul, but a held ball.
And that's Worland ball.
Boy, he got slapped in the face on that one.
Yeah, there you could have called a foul on either of those guys. I think that they're really just letting them kind of play here. And while I appreciate that, there are calls like that might make a big difference. If they were to pull this in here and get a 3, this is, that's a 3-point swing.
Gonzalez in the middle to Clark. No held ball that time, and the shot is up off. No good, out of bounds. Lander will have it.
They're lucky that ended painlessly there, but they had a lot of opportunities. Worland did. They had 2 open players. No one saw them. They would have had open opportunities for 3.
Here's Stauffenberg for the Tigers in the backcourt. Moves it into the forecourt on top of the Tiger paw. Goes over to Lopez. Lopez bounce pass. Back to Bartoni. Near side, Stauffenberg drives the baseline, puts up the shot. It's good and 1. Stauffenberg gets it. That was a really nice move to the basket.
That's what he does so well. He makes that really strong pivot step. He goes up and he puts his body into whoever's in front of him, puts up a shot. 9 times out of 10, that shot's going up if he's got the angle that he likes.
Second foul on Kurt Gonzalez. Braden Lincoln comes out of the game for the Tigers. Parker Sixby is in. Stauffenberg at the free throw line looking for his 11th point, and he gets it. 32-29, 3-point lead by Lander. Here comes the Warriors down court. Clark has it in the corner. Bounce pass over to Weber. Across the key it goes to Owen Page. Now on the near side with it DeSantis. DeSantis can't shoot. Bounces it over to Clark. To Clark Weber, to Gonzalez. There's an open shot for 3. No, not good. Rebound goes to Worland. Underneath the basket, Gonzalez kicks it back outside. We'll reset the play. There is Carter Clark with it. Gives it off on top of the key now to Gonzalez. Over to DeSantis. DeSantis to Weber. Weber, far side Page, underneath the basket, kicks it over in the near side for 3. Shots an air ball, pulled out of the air. Long pass down court to Bartoni, lays it up and in.
Boy, Bartoni loving to flex like that, the speed that he has, and now Worland throws it out of bounds.
Turnover, Worland. Lander will have it, and we've got a time. No, do we have a timeout? No, I don't think so.
Just a couple substitutions here.
A couple substitutions coming in for Worland. We got 3 substitutions Gonzalez comes out, Clark comes out, and Dusanis comes out. So we've got some new players in there. Chase Harris is in there, along with Owen Page. We've already called his number. Here's Stauffenberg in the corner. Lopez fires a three. It's off, not good. Rebound pulls down by number 3, Brody Teal.
Foul, yeah.
And a foul on Stauffenberg on the down court pass. And Shawn, that's his third.
Yeah, Stauffenberg was just trying to get in between the ball and the player, and then a Worland player came out of nowhere and jumped right in front of him. I want to give a notice to people watching on Wild Today. Number 34, Chase Harris, he was a menace under the basket when they played last time. He was able to do whatever he wanted. That's a junior with a lot of height and a lot of strength. Be careful with him.
Okay, here comes Chase Harris. Harris gives the ball off to Page. On top of the key, it goes to Cabrello.
Oh, what a steal.
Steal that time, and a foul on Worland on the opposite take-back attempt.
Yeah, Bartoni went up. Looked like he was going to block. Fouls on Cade Weber. Looked like he was going to block the shot, and instead just came down with the ball, and 2 Worland players attacked him as soon as he got it.
Lander 34, Worland 29. 2 minutes to go. Lander throws it away on the inbounds pass, their 10th turnover.
Well, Abe Lopez slipped. There's some moisture on the floor, and that was not either of their fault. Bad turnover, unlucky turnover, but not neither of their fault.
Weber with the ball, inbounds, back over to Weber at the baseline in the paint, puts up the shot, it's blocked.
That was all
and
ball.
Bartoni is going to get the foul.
That was all ball. I would understand if this was a foul on Abe Lopez because he kind of put another hand up there, but that was all ball with Bartoni.
First personal foul on Bartoni, second team foul. 2 minutes to go here at the free throw line is Weber. He hasn't scored in the game until now. First free throw, and it's a 4-point Lander lead, 34-30, over one of the top Class 3A teams in Wyoming the last 3 years, including this year. Weber's second shot is up, and it's a 2-point lead, or a 3-point lead rather, 34-31. Coming back in is Gonzalez. Coming out of the game is Owen Page for Worland. Bartoni to take it out for the Tigers. Looking for someone to throw it to. Finds on the far side, we've got new player in, Talon Whalen. Whalen off to Bartoni. The ball is knocked. That could have been a kicked ball. On the way down court, there's a shot by Harris. No,
nice block.
Not good. Rebound, scoring.
That first one was a big block by Bartoni, and now we're going to stop the bleeding. A timeout by what looks like Coach Mullins. No, it's going to be a timeout on Worland. It's 34-33 Tigers over the Warriors. 1:41 to go in the third quarter. And it is a timeout.
You can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
Hey there, how's your day going? Frustrating. My car's check engine light came on and they can't take it in till next week. And then Max, our Rottweiler, chewed up my glasses and I'm going to have to wait at least a week to get another pair. It seems you have to wait for everything important. I know the feeling. Some things seem to take forever to get done. Forgot to ask, how's your day? I had to take my daughter into the clinic to have her arm looked at. Let me guess. You had to wait to get an appointment. What was it, 1 week, 2 weeks? Same day. What? Same day? We go to Hot Springs Health. They offer same-day appointments at all their clinics. Riverton, Shoshone, Thermopolis, Worland, and Basin. You just call the clinic and you have an appointment in a matter of minutes. It's easy and so convenient. Wow, so Hot Springs Health actually values our time? Thanks for the advice. Now if I could only get a same-day appointment for Max. He hasn't been the same since he ate my glasses. He keeps running around and making a spectacle of himself.
For more information or directions, please visit hotspringshealth.com, your hub of healthcare in the Basin.
Coming back in the midst of the action, you missed a turnover on the inbound pass, which led to a three-pointer by Worland. The score is now 36-34. Here with the rest of the call is Ernie Over.
That was Cade Weber with that three. Tigers now trail 36-34 after that very costly turnover. Here's Whalen. Whalen on top to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg in the paint, does a semi-360. I guess that'd be 180. Shot is up and blocked, and we have a foul going to be called on Worland, and that looked like it was all ball.
And that's going to be 3 shots for McClung at the free throw line.
And that is the second foul on Carter Clark. So here we go. Kyson McClung at the free throw line. He's got 1 basket in the game. Minute 9 to go. Third period. Shot's not good. Goes off the right-hand side.
Yeah, Kaysen has not been playing very much, so I don't know how many free throw attempts he gets in at practice, but now's the time to really flex those.
Next shot's good. He gets that one. And it's a 1-point game now. Here comes Lincoln into the game for Whelan. Talon Whelan. And McClung at the free throw line for the Tigers can tie the game. No, it's way short. Not good. Rebound comes down to Gonzalez. 1:06 to go. 1-point lead by Worland. Here's Gonzalez. Bounce pass on the near side to Clark. Clark drives it across the top of the key. Bounce over to Weber. Weber near side to Gonzalez, or far side. Underneath it goes. Gonzalez on the give and go, scores.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play. Everyone on Worland knew their roles there. And now we got kind of numbers game going as Brennan Stauffenberg just going to go court to court.
And we have a foul on Worland as Stauffenberg was heading toward the basket. And the personal foul is going to be whistled against Gonzalez, his third. So we've got 2 players now with 3 fouls for the Warriors, Gonzalez and Landon Gilmore. Here's the inbounds pass to Stauffenberg, over to McClung. McClung, right side outside to Lopez, to Stauffenberg. His shot's an air ball. Didn't have much on it at all. Long pass down Clark, underneath, shots up and good by Weber. Weber has now scored 8 points here in this period. It's 40-35, 5-point lead. Lopez has it off to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg on top of the key, McClung. 12 seconds to go. Here we go. Stauffenberg on top of the key. 7 seconds, drives the baseline, puts it up and in. Brennan Stauffenberg, 2 seconds to go. Long pass down court is not in time. And that's the end of the third period of play. Worland 40, Lander 37.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road. Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone. Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stands.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Cade Weber was the warrior for the Warriors during that third period of play. Scored 8 of the 16 points, got half of Worland's points in that fourth quarter. And they now lead the Tigers 40-37. Lander will have the ball on the far side outside. Kaysen McClung to take it out. Inbounds pass to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg with that new hairstyle, still getting used to seeing that. Around the horn we go. Lopez in the middle of the lane. 360 is stripped and is a foul. It's going to be called on Cade Weber, and that will be his third. So we now have 3 players by Worland in foul trouble. Gonzalez, Clark, and Weber all with 3 fouls. Worland with 6 team fouls also. Abe Lopez at the line makes the shot count. His first free throw tonight. He has 6 points now in the game, and we're at the 7:50 mark of the contest remaining.
Yeah, if Lander wants to win this game, they need Stauffenberg and Lopez to step up. And you know that one of them will. Stauffenberg takes this team on his shoulders a lot, but Lopez has that drive and that ability to get inside against even the biggest dudes.
7:4 to go. Clark on the near side to Dosenas at the free throw line. Pops a shot that's short. Not good. Rebound is tipped over to Clark. Clark with the ball, brings it around on top of the key. Lincoln almost got away with it. Here's Clark in the little floating one-hander is good. 13 points for Clark, and it's a 3-point lead by the Worland Warriors. Here comes Stauffenberg all the way down in the corner. Sixby over to Lopez.
He could have
Lopez
shot that.
in the corner. Stauffenberg in the middle of the lane is stripped, and it'll stay with the Tigers.
Boy, Lopez had an open shot at the free throw line, and he could have taken it. He passed it off. I think he thought that Stauffenberg might take the three. You don't need a three. You got 7 minutes, 6 seconds to go. Just score what you can score. They give you an open look like that, you got to take it every single day.
Coming out of the game is Washburn. There's a shot off the glass. It rolls just off for Stauffenberg. Rebound, long outlet pass under the basket. It goes almost out of bounds. Underneath Dusenis. Shot is up off, not good. Rebound on the floor. Worland picks it up. Underneath the basket. Shots up by Gonzalez, and he's fouled. He'll get 2 shots.
Stu Mullins is all of us right now, looking at the ref and shaking his head saying, how? What is this? How are you not going to call? He had his hands all the way up.
At the line is Gonzalez.
Look at Coach Mullins. He's rubbing up against the ref with his hands up saying, this is all that my player did. He didn't put his body into his, and all that Court Gonzalez did was just bum rush Bennett Washburn when he got the shot.
Shot is good. Here's the second one coming up. It's also good. 44-39. 5-point lead now by the Worland Warriors. Coming out of the game is Owen Page. Coming into the game is Brody Thiel. Here's the outbounds pass now by McClung. McClung into Stauffenberg, who almost lost his footing there. Gets it right back. Stauffenberg on the right side outside. Stops. Tries to make a move inside. Off to Washburn. On top, Lincoln. Lincoln back over to Stauffenberg. Right side outside. On top, Washburn. 6:29 to go. 5-point lead by Worland. Underneath Stauffenberg. Isolated whistle, and a foul on the floor is going to be called against whom? It's
30.
Going to be,
it's going to be Carter
Clark. That'll be his third. So now 4 Worland Warriors with 3 fouls each.
And they're in 1-and-1s now.
Yeah, that's the 7th team foul. Stauffenberg will go to the line. He's 1 for 4 from the free throw line. He's the leading Lander scorer with 13 points, and he's tying his shoe.
Coach Mullins just still red hot right now. I mean, sometimes when they call, and he's trying to teach Case, and he's saying if the refs aren't going to call this, or if they are going to call this, you need to be careful with the elbows when you turn around. Stauffenberg's shot, no good, rebounded by Worland.
1 and bonus, not good. Oh, there was a reach in that could have been a foul. Underneath, shots up and good. Well, that was, who was that? That was Cade Weber. He now has 10 points. And it's 46-39, largest lead in the game, and a turnover by the Tigers. And Stu Mullins cannot believe it.
And he's going to get a tech. And the ref's smiling as he's giving him, a sideline warning. And Abe Lopez refused the help of all the Worland Warriors that were helping him up. He said, no, I'll get up on my own. And one of the Worland players said something to him. They got a little jabber there. And, Coach Mullins getting that sideline warning.
6 minutes to go in the game, 46-39. Worland is pulled out now to a 7-point lead, their largest of the game. On the near side, here's Dusenis. On the far side, three-pointer is good!
And now he's jabbering at Braden Lincoln, and Lander has to call a timeout to stop this bleeding.
49-39, the Warriors up by 10.
News, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Ernie over and Shawn O'Brate back with you.
Look at the puppy on the camera.
Oh, there's a puppy on the camera, yeah. I saw that puppy when it came in earlier. Well, we've had an explosion of points. It was 40-37, a 3-point lead, and now Worland has scored 7 unanswered points, and it's 49-39. The big Worland crowd here to our right, very excited with the turn of events in favor of the Warriors. Here's McClung, walks it into the forecourt on the right-hand side off to Lopez. Back to McClung. McClung in the middle, throws it away. Turnover, Lander. Here comes Worland. They're going to slow it down a little bit as Weber says, let's go slow. Off to Carter Clark. Clark drives it in the middle of the paint, and it's knocked away by Lander out of bounds. It'll stay with Worland.
They're going to bring in their 2 better 3-point shooters. They're taking out McClung and Washburn and putting in Sixby and Bartoni. While McClung was a great 3-point shooter before his injury, he's only made 1 in the 2 games that he's been back. So they are going to give him a breather, and they're going to put it in the hands of someone maybe a little bit more reliable that's been playing more games.
And the clock didn't stop after that timeout. So we've got a few extra seconds that have run off. They're not going to change that. Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez on top of the key. Goes over to Clark. Clark at the free throw line on the near side to Dusenis. He lost the ball. Turnover. Worland with the ball. The Tigers have it. 5 minutes to go in the game. Here's Stauffenberg down court in the middle of the lane. Stop. Shoots. It's short. Not good. Rebounded underneath the basket by Brock Dusenis for the Worland Warriors. Dusenis still has it now after the pass. Underneath it goes to Clark. Clark shots up off, not good. Rebounded by Bartoni. No over the back call on that one as he was smothered by a Worland player. Down court, Sixby for 3, not good. Air ball, rebounded, all alone. Clark lays it up and in. Well, that's going to hurt. 51-39. Worland's Aaron Abel calls timeout with a big lead of 12 points.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Worland has outscored Lander 11-2, Shawn, at the start of the 4th period of play, and it's a 12-point lead, 51-39 for Worland.
What stinks is while their defense is doing well, they get caught in these trap games where they're doubling one person, and that leaves at least one guy wide open. And normally that's okay every now and then because they're not going to make 100% of the shots. But Worland is much better than a normal team. They're not only making them, they're doing it, and they're getting in their faces. You know, they're talking smack after their shots, and I think they're getting in the head of Lander just a little bit.
Here's the inbounds pass to Lopez, far side outside. Underneath, goes around the horn. Sixby almost took the shot, not good. Oh, and Lopez throws it away. He wanted to throw it to Sixby, but he went to his right side, and Worland picks it off. Turnover, Lander. Worland with the ball now. Only 4 minutes to go in the game, and Worland in total control, and they're going to take their time. Here's Court Gonzalez. Far side over to Clark. Clark moves it in the lane. Soft jumper's good.
Yeah, they're just going to make them play their game for the rest of this quarter and the rest of this game, and they're not going to do anything unless Lander pushes them into it.
53-39. Here's Lopez on top of the key on the near side. Sixby underneath the Lincoln for 2. Nice feed, and Lincoln gets the basket. And that's the 4th point of the quarter by Lander. 53-41. 12-point bulge, and it's a 3-minute game now to go in this contest. Warriors are using the 4th quarter to come away. Underneath the basket, the ball gets away and out of bounds, and it'll stay with Worland.
I don't know if that was necessarily last touch by Lander, if Sixby didn't try and get it. I don't know if they would have just let that one go, if that wouldn't have been Lander ball.
3:01 to go. Here's the inbounds pass. Gonzalez over to Gilmore. Now to Dusanis.
Again, they're just going to hold the ball until you push them into doing something. You can't just, they're not going to shoot it willingly. They could hold this for 3 minutes if they want.
Gonzalez on the near side to Carter Clark. Clark tries to penetrate, can't do it, turns around on top of the key. Now underneath the basket is Gilmore, and the ball's knocked away. Turnover.
Oh, and then he dribbled it off his foot.
Then he dribbled it off his foot. Lander turnover. And with 2.5 minutes to go, it's a 12-point lead. Time is running out for the Lander Tigers here after they played outstanding 3 quarters of basketball. Inbounds pass comes into Dusanis, the only guy out there with facial hair. On top of the key. Moves to the right-hand side. Underneath, there's a shot up by Weber. Not good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Ball's knocked away from him. Underneath, shots up, and they're going to call a foul on Lander.
Yeah, they're
hacking foul. That was a good call.
Well, and Bartoni is saying that he should have been fouled as he was getting just manhandled when he had the ball. Cade Weber even saying, I think I fouled. And boy, man, they are just not getting the calls that they need tonight.
Very inconsistent officiating here at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. They call some ticky-tack things and then let some of the big ones go. Here's the shot, good, by Brock Dusanis. And it's 54-41, and this game's slipping away from Lander.
Well, and I think even coming into this game, I think Worland was the team to beat. I think everyone knows that. Worland and Douglas still the only team to only team to beat Douglas is Lander, and that was in Douglas at the beginning of the season. Worland, though, I would put dollars to donuts that Worland is the team to win.
Here's Stauffenberg on top of the key to Lopez. Lopez looks for someone to throw to in the middle. Lincoln, his shot is blocked, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Worland's ball.
That ref was standing right there. It might have been touched by both players, but it looked like Lincoln got it last.
Yeah, sure did. Down court, here come the Warriors, under 2 minutes to go now. Gonzalez on top, and they're doing just what you said, Shawn. They are making Lander come after them. They're playing the ball around. Already have used 10 seconds. Gonzalez all the way in the corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do 90 seconds worth of play here.
Here we go off to Dusanis. His shot is up, and he's fouled.
They have called a foul on pretty much every shot that Worland's taken in this last 2-3 minutes here.
Technical foul on Lincoln.
Lincoln said something.
So he gets a technical foul. And coming into the game is Talon Whalen.
Lincoln very upset. This is his last home game as a Lander Tiger, and he did not want to leave the game this way. He's going to have to take a seat after you get a technical.
Hits the free throw. He'll get one more, and he got it. 57-41, this one's over.
So those were the 2 shots that he was going to go to the line for the shooting foul, and these are the technical shots here.
Doesn't miss, he got another one.
He's one of those guys, you can tell he spends days in the court practicing his free throw shots. As
and
I say that, he misses one. Yeah. He's just got that form. He knows what he's doing, and Worland's going to get the ball with 92 seconds to go. Braden Lincoln has likely played his last game at home as a Lander Tiger, and I know that this is not how he wanted it to go.
18 free throws for the Worland Warriors in this game. Lander has had only a handful, as there have been a lot of fouls called on Lander under the basket. Here we go, underneath, shots up by Worland, good. And that was that Clark? No, that was Weber.
Weber, yeah.
He now has 12 points, 60-41, and this one is all over for the Tigers. Lopez, he gets a foul called against him, against the Warriors. Minute 6 to go, 60-41.
I have a fun fact of the day here. So the Riverton girls at senior night at home went to overtime 41-41 and lost 55-45. The Riverton boys, as Abe Lopez's first shot goes in, the Riverton boys on senior night at home now going to overtime at 41-41.
Wow, how about that?
Against Kelly Walsh, or against, Kelly Walsh.
Second shot, Lopez got them both, 60-43, 17-point lead with 66 seconds to go, and Coach Aaron Abel clears the bench. Well, let's see. We'll hopefully have some of these numbers out there.
10, 21, 13, 3, and 34.
The Tigers do likewise. Keaton Iron Eyes, Brooklyn John, Peyton Bell come in, and the Tigers get a nice round of applause as Sixby and Stauffenberg and McClung go to the sideline. 1 minute to go in the game. Here comes Worland all the way down. There's whistle and a double dribble for a ninth turnover against Worland. 59 seconds to go. Boy, Lander was right in this until about 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, it felt like this game was going to go Worland's way if they didn't get stopped, and no one from Lander is just able to stop them without fouling, it looked like.
And Worland is a very good basketball team.
Oh, very. Like I said, I think they are the best team in 3A. I don't care what Douglas's record is.
Brooklyn John underneath the basket, tried a behind-the-back hook shot, not good. Rebounded by the Worland Warriors. They come down the court. Here's Brian Cabarello with the ball. Gives it off to Brady Teal. On the near side now, Owen Page underneath the basket. Shots up, not good, and they call a foul on Lander, of course.
She said to go over there. That's her puppy.
Okay.
All right, just go around.
The foul is going to be called on, I missed it. Keaton Iron Eyes gets the foul.
They're just dragging this game on now.
Yeah.
And you could tell, look at the Worland girls, they just want to get on the bus. Yep. They are fully packed up right by the door. I don't know if they take the same buses or not, but they're ready to get home and get their Saturday plans going, even though they lost today. They're all smiles over there.
Both free throws are good by Caballero, 62-43.
You got the Worland mom in front of you even telling you.
Yeah. Here we go. There's from the corner, Whalen for three. In and out, not good. Tip is up, not good. Worland gets the rebound with 7 seconds to go, and they can just run the clock out here.
And they will.
Well, the Tigers gave it all they had today and did not come up with the win. And Worland does what they have to do to win. It's the final 62-43. Lander only scores 6 points in that fourth quarter, reminiscent of the second quarter up at Worland, and 22 points in the period by Worland. That says it all. Final, Worland 62, Lander 43.
General Store has been the grocery store of choice for the Fort Washakie area since 1945. For this week's special, see their website at HeinzGeneralStore.net. And for convenient shopping this winter, click on Heinz Online, download the app, and shop in the comfort of home. Schedule a convenient pickup time, and the team at Heinz General Store will do the rest. Heinz General Store is a proud sponsor of Wyoming Indian basketball. Let's go, Chiefs!
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today. The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone.
A proud sponsor of...
We're back here, Click It or Ticket post-game show after a 62-43 loss. I apologize. Lander losing their second straight game against Worland this season. And Ernie, you said it, they gave it their all in that fourth quarter, reminiscent of the second quarter of the last game where they just couldn't put anything in the basket.
They couldn't get it done today. They played great through three quarters. They trailed by 3 points at the end of the third quarter, and then the wheels came off. And Worland, as a good team will do, pulled away, and mostly from underneath the basket. They had 5 shots from the lane, 1 shot for 3, and the rest were all free throws, as they scored a lot of points from the free throw line today. Brennan Stauffenberg, playing his last game here on the floor of Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse, led Tiger scoring with 13 points. Abe Lopez had 9. Braden Lincoln had 7. 5 points for Parker Sixby. 4 points for Caleb Bartoni. 3 points for Kyson McClung. and 2 points in the game for Monroe Black. For the Worland Warriors, they were led in players by 17 points by Carter Clark, 12 points by Cade Weber, and we had 7 points by Cork Gonzalez, 9 points by Brock Dusanis, 5 points each by Tyson Swalstead and Aladdin Gilmore, 4 points by Owen Page, 2 points by Brian Capello. But it was, look at that, 5 free throws in a row by Brooke Dusanis broke the game open. And we had 2, 4, 6 points scored in that final period by Carter Clark, all from underneath, and Worland just was not to be denied.
No, and yeah, if you heard me talking, I was talking to the Worland cohort with us, the radio, and I just said this is the same game as last time. The only difference is the second quarter was the fourth quarter. It's just something that Lander does. They fall apart in the fourth quarter, whether they have a lead or not, and Worland, not a team to fall apart very easily. In fact, they'll take anything you give them, and they will just run with it. They did that in the fourth quarter with all the fouls. They were able to get on the free throw line, and they ran with it.
You know, it's interesting. There's the broadcaster from Worland is sitting right below us, and there were 3 Worland fans, 2 moms and a little girl, and all 3 of them were doing something. One was taking a scorebook, one was coloring, and the other one was putting stickers on a page. Nice entertainment during the basketball game for those Worland fans.
Well, and they always, for the most part, they walk away with every game with a win, and so, you know, why not kind of have some fun here? Lander players and everyone having a good time on the court. There's puppies all over the place. I don't know who's bringing puppies to all these games, but yeah, we're hoping to get Coach Mullins up here. And with our last home game of the season, I know this is not how Coach Mullins or any of the seniors wanted this to go. Even if their senior night was last night, this feels more like a senior night. There was a big crowd here. It was their actual last game. Worland, just a tough out, man. You cannot deny that this team might be one of the best teams in the state, not just 3A, and they can do it all. They can shoot threes. They got bodies underneath the baskets. They play defense. They really, really know how to collect fouls. They're able to, I mean, they did that with expertise that you don't see other than in the NBA, where they go up and they know how to get someone in foul trouble. They can do that to anyone.
Yeah, and of course, they have some height on their team too, and that accounted for quite a few rebounds there in that fourth quarter. All in all, not a bad effort by the Lander Tigers. They just were outscored and outplayed by a better team.
Yeah, and waiting for Coach Mullins here. I think it might be a good time after a long game like this to wait and see what Coach Mullins wants to say. But we will take it to commercial one last time. When we come back, we'll have Coach Mullins, and we will have a fun conversation that hopefully will lead us into a great weekend. We'll be right back.
Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Ernie over, Shawn O'Brate back with you at Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. Our last trip here to the home of the Lander Tigers this year. Next week, Friday, we'll be down in Lyman in the lair of the Eagles for our last regular season game. And then the week after that, just a few yards away, probably 10 miles away, we'll go to Mountain View for the regional tournament. One of the keys to the game here tonight was free throws. The Warriors hit 13 of 18. Tigers 6 of 15. So percentage-wise, they were about equal, but Worland just had more of them.
Yeah, and when you're watching the game, real time, you keep thinking, wow, Worland's making it to the free throw line way more. They only had 3 more opportunities.
Yeah.
The difference is they were making them, and they were getting their second shots, whereas Lander was missing them and not rebounding, so they didn't get those shots. And that is something that has kind of plagued them in random games. It's not like they're a bad free throw shooting team. They just have random games where they can't possibly get any worse on the free throw line. And today was just one of those days they just weren't making them.
Well, the Worland Warriors moved to 16-3 on the year. They're perfect in the Northwest Quadrant at 6-0. And the Lander Tigers, we had 13 wins and 7 losses. Is that right?
Sounds right. We won yesterday, so
13-7. So a very good season for the Lander Tigers. They won 2 more games than they did last year. Tigers only had 11 or 10 wins last year. We had 3 more victories this year. So that's an improvement for the coach. And we'll be back and talk with Coach Stu Mullins right after we listen to this.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Welcome back here, Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. Before we talk to Coach Mullins, we got to get these in, our players of the game. Even in a loss, you got to pick the best players, and one of the best players of the season, Brennan Stauffenberg, was the only Lander Tiger in double digits tonight. Had 13 points and had them all in that first 3 quarters. He did not score in that fourth quarter. Had a free throw opportunity, and that's it, and he missed. The Gatorade player of the game, we gave him a Papa Murphy's coupon for the first time last night. We're going to give it to Braden Lincoln. He was very emotional at the end of that game, got a technical because he did not want to go out this way. He has played great defense all season long, and it's gone very, very, very unnoticed. It's something that has led this team to a lot of victories. Tonight, just not enough. So Gatorade player of the game going to Lincoln, the senior, on his last night here.
And the Gatorade player of the game for the Papa Murphy's Pizza certificate from Papa Murphy's Pizza on North Federal Boulevard in Riverton, 1 free large pizza, goes to Brennan Stauffenberg. So our 2 players of the game, Gatorade goes to Braden Lincoln, the pizza goes to Brennan Stauffenberg. And I think they've had quite a few pizzas this year. So.
Yeah, I even talked to Cyril. I said, are you guys tired of pizza yet? And he goes, well, and when you get it for free so often, and it's kind of hard to turn down. So
kind of hard to turn down. Okay, we're waiting for Coach Stu Mullins, and he's on his way over here right now, and we'll talk to him, and then we'll bid adieu until next week. So the head coach of the Lander Valley Tigers, Stu Mullins, joining us now. Coach, I love the new pendant that you got last night at Senior Day.
Yeah, pretty special. I was hoping it was going to be the good luck pendant all the way through, but that's right. I still think it is.
Well, we had 3 really good quarters against one of the better teams in the state, and then it just kind of the wheels fell off there in the fourth quarter, like it did in the second quarter in the Bighorn Basin Championship.
Yeah, this time we had them down twice, 18-11 once, and then I think in the third quarter it was 36-31 with 2 minutes to go, so, every possession matters against this team, and the margin of error is so small, and we ended the quarter, I think, turning the ball over 5 out of 6 possessions. So there it is. You can jab with Worland, and if you can, you can stay in it, but if they throw a haymaker and you're not prepared, that's the problem.
Well, the Tigers had some unfortunate turnovers there in the first part of the last quarter.
Yeah. They were unfortunate, and little things, like them coming behind and stripping the ball and it bouncing off our foot, and getting struggling along the sideline, not being strong with the ball, them getting little tips, but you got to play all the way through, and there's a reason for that, and so.
Well, it was a non-conference game, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you've got one more conference game to go, and if you win that, you've got the conference championship.
That's the biggest thing we talked about is that's exactly right. And if you zoom out from this weekend and you remove the emotion, it was pretty dang good. You played with probably the best team in the state, had multiple leads on them, and then you really got after Thermop on senior night, which was great, so all hands on deck for Lyman. If you win, you're won, which we would really like to have, and so, we got to understand the game plan and just execute at a higher level than we did for one quarter tonight.
Yeah, well, if you can play the game with Lyman as you did against Thermop, we'll be in great shape.
Yeah, that's the goal.
All right. Coach Stu Mullins, thanks for coming by and chatting with us after the game. After Lander loses to, as he said, one of the best teams in the state, the Worland Warriors, 62-43. That's just about going to do it for us here from Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse in Lander, but we'll be back with some final thoughts right after we...
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Well, thank you all for joining us from Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. Girls got a win, second in a row after losing 8 straight. So great game, good weekend for the girls. The boys sadly dropping to Worland today, but they did win yesterday. They are still on top of their quadrant. They are going to Lyman next week to finish off the season strong before regionals. And even though the air filling Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse right now is not the best, happiest moment, it's still a great moment for a lot of seniors here, a lot of families on the court just congratulating the seniors on a great season. And Ernie and I would like to do that as well. Kaysen, Brennan, Abe, Braden Lincoln, great years for all 4. Kaysen obviously injured, but still having a great season. And we just want to say thank you to Lander for hosting us all season long, and Cyril Stauffenberg, big thanks to him, and coaches Stu Mullins and Melinda Cox for coming up and talking to us after every game, despite a win or a loss. We really appreciate that. And Ernie, this is one of my favorite places to watch basketball, and it's sad we don't get to do it again until next year.
I know. It'll be a year from now when we'll be invited back into the confines of the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. So this is Ernie Over on behalf of Shawn O'Bright and Kirk Baxter back at the studio, bidding you a very pleasant good evening. Have a great weekend. Drive safely. Buckle up every drive, every time.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store